What is up, boonies? How we doing? All right, I'm in sleuthing mode again. It's late at night. This is what I do. I can't help myself. So I thought, okay, I want to list. Technically, if you think about it, there were 4 times that Sarah explained the situation, what happened to George, to the law enforcement. You've got the 911 call, then you've got the police on scene that came there before the detectives got there. Then once the detectives got there, you've got the car interview, and then you've got the interview over at the police station. So my thought process is let's listen to each one. I'm going to try to take out these detectives talking over her. I'm going to try to take that part out because I just want to listen to what she says and nobody else. And I'm looking for discrepancies. I'm looking for things that she's emphasizing. I'm looking for things that she's avoiding to speak about. So this one right here is going to be her car interview. So let's listen in. So the scenario of this interview, they're interviewing her in the car at approximately 4:57 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on the day of George's death. Okay, they're sitting in the unmarked police car out front of Sarah's apartment building. It's just Copsel and Lowen that are in there with her. They start by saying Sarah was home all day. George left to go get cigarettes. She didn't know exactly what time it was that he left, but it was still light outside. She said they were downstairs on the back porch smoking because they can't smoke inside. She said it was around 4-ish. They were drinking a bottle of wine, Chardonnay, while they painted, did some drawings, played with some puzzles, listened to some music, enjoying each other's company. That's the first time she says it. This all happened after he had gone to the store. She then says they FaceTimed his daughters. I thought about this. I was like, okay, there should be a timestamp. She did say in this interview that her and George shared a phone. So this is going to be Sarah's phone that they're pulling this stuff off of, which we already know they've pulled it off. So they'll be able to find out what time they FaceTime the daughters. Again, right after that, she says again, enjoying each other's company. At time of this car interview, they stated that Sarah's phone was in the kitchen still. And the reason I made a note of that was because I was thinking, okay, she was on the phone with the 911 when the police got there. She was supposed to be giving him CPR. So it makes sense that where the suitcase was located, where the front door is, the kitchen's right there. She laid her phone down right there. Okay. She goes on to explain that they had a bottle of wine that wasn't half full because the detective asked her again. She goes, "Oh, did y'all have just one bottle of wine?" Or she goes like, "No, we had a bottle in there that wasn't even halfway full." And then we opened the full one. Okay. And Sarah told her those bottles of wine should be in the trash. This is where we're going to get into her talking about them playing hide and go seek, and we're going to listen to the video.
And sorry, what was the question?
Just what did you guys do next after the bottle of wine? Like after you guys finished the wine?
We had the bottle of wine while we were doing our arts and crafts.
Mm-hmm.
And from there, we were puzzled out, we were painted out.
Mm-hmm.
So, being silly, let's play hide and seek, which we have played before. Like, I don't know if you've opened the door on the top of the stairwell, like, he and I have hidden in there before, like.
Okay, she mentions the door on top of the stairwell. I looked on the image that we have of the apartment layout, and it doesn't show that that it's like a closet. So I'm thinking that that's probably like one of those rooms that has like the air conditioner vent or something in there. Y'all know what I'm talking about? The AC unit, that might be where it's located. It's not even a utility closet. You're really not supposed to use it for anything.
Just having fun and enjoying each other's company.
Third time she said that.
Okay.
So, I mean, that's literally all it was. And then the suitcase is downstairs because I was telling you we were getting ready to do donations.
Mm-hmm.
And because it's not a very good suitcase,
Did you catch that? It almost sounds like she's about to say something about the zipper because it's not a very good suitcase. Okay, I'll play it through one more time. Y'all listen real closely to this part.
and then the suitcase is downstairs because I was telling you we were getting ready to do donations. And because it's not a very good suitcase, what was the question? I'm sorry.
You were just explaining to me the night.
Oh, he decided to hide in there. So
the first thing I thought of when she said that was, I'm like, it sounds like she says and then she pauses. And I immediately thought, was she going to say, because the zipper's broken or the zipper's messed up or something like that? And she didn't say it. But then I want to listen in deeply to what she says about him in the suitcase.
We were getting ready to do donations. And because it's not a very good suitcase, what was the question? I'm sorry.
You were just explaining to me the night.
Oh, he decided to hide in there. So being silly, he and I were sitting there laughing at it, like with him in there.
How could they be sitting there laughing at him being in there? Okay. She said he decided to hide in there. Well, maybe he hid in there and he didn't zip it up. You know how he probably just pulled the flap over, right? But here's where she screws up.
And then, so I didn't zip it up all the way, but I mean, enough to where little fingers were out there and whatever, but still having a good time and whatever.
And enjoying each other's company. I just think there's something right there with her saying that. I just want to I want to break it down because she says he hid in the suitcase. Then they were both laughing because he was hiding in the suitcase. So apparently she found him. If this is the way it went down, she then zips him up. Instead of saying, I found you, you're it, tag, or whatever. She's like, I know he's in the suitcase. I'm just going to zip it up. So she zips it up. He probably let her, thinking because he trusted her. And she says, I didn't zip it up all the way. She's real quick to say that. Again, this is the third time she's explained herself. So maybe by this point she's got her story together.
Then I guess I decided to go upstairs, and I don't know, I fell asleep. So
she went from telling all these details about their day and how they were enjoying each other's company to all of a sudden she's jumps from, we were laughing about him being in there. I didn't zip him up all the way, so I just decided to go upstairs. It's like all of a sudden her day got vague or she loses her memory.
I woke up this morning and again thought he was downstairs on the laptop looking for a job, as he usually is. And then thought, where is he? Is he on the back porch? Is he in the bathroom? Like, where is he?
Okay, the problem I have with this is, and Leah, that was brilliant that you thought about that because I can't believe I didn't think about that. Sarah, being the smoker that she is, always smoking, she would have had to go downstairs to smoke at some point. Now, the suitcase is still laying in the middle of the floor, probably, over by the kitchen, near the dining area. She's got to walk right past it to go to the kitchen and get something to drink. She doesn't have to go right past it to go to the outdoor area. See, there's nothing behind the staircase. That might be a closet in the other unit. That is weird, isn't it? There's nothing behind the staircase. This is where I think there's a door right there. Usually, in an apartment, they'll have, why is this blacked out like that? I think this is it's not a usable closet. But I think there's, what she's saying is there's a closet right there. Because there's no other closet, she said, at the top of the stairs. Unless this is a closet right here. This could be a closet. Maybe that's what she's talking about. Facing out that way, it's a closet. I guess that's a possibility. That makes sense. But going back to this other image, so she has to come down the steps from upstairs If she goes out to the patio to smoke and doesn't go by the kitchen, no big deal. The suitcase is approximately right here by the front. It's between it's like at the corner edge of you can see it. You can see where it's at in this picture. It's almost blocking, well, it is blocking. If it's But this is the first picture. Remember the next picture she did, it was flipped over and it was further to the left of where it is now.
As he usually is. And then thought, where is he? Is he on the back porch? Is he in the bathroom? Like, where is he? And then I came to about the suitcase.
And then she came to about the suitcase. That to me, actually, it does kind of make sense that she would say that because she was so drunk when all this was going on. It's hard for her to remember. Does that make sense to you guys?
So I opened the suitcase. I took him out, stretched him out.
She does say she stretched him out.
I opened the suitcase. I took him out, stretched him out, started to do CPR. Where air was coming out, and then like whatever gurgle. So I'm trying to do CPR on him.
Okay, because she said that about the gurgle and the air, I do think she was trying to give him CPR. I don't think she was trying to give him CPR for very long, though.
So I'm trying to do CPR on him. Mm-hmm. I'm shaking him, trying to get him to come to, but I could tell by looking at him something was wrong. He's been losing his teeth lately and has been complaining about his chest hurts, which is why I keep trying to get him to go to the doctor, but because he nor I have a job or insurance, has been putting it off. Mm-hmm. So I didn't know what to do, so I called Brian, my ex-husband. I called him, he came over, just walked in and then walked out. I grabbed my phone and I called you guys. From there, here we are.
What I think was weird about that is like she goes from saying he looked funny, he's been losing his teeth, and what? I guess she just totally believes he could not suffocate in the suitcase, which I told you guys that a long time ago. She's not smart.
He's been losing his teeth lately and has been complaining about his chest hurts, which is why I keep trying to get him to go to the doctor, but because he nor I have a job or insurance, has been putting it off. Mm-hmm. So I didn't know what to do, so I called Brian, my ex-husband. I called him, he came over, just walked in and then walked out. I grabbed my phone and I called you guys. From there, here we are.
Okay. The first time you woke up this morning, did you look at your phone to see what time it was?
No.
Okay.
Most of the time, I'll wake up, but because he nor I have a job, I'll usually just lay in the bed for.
All right, before I break that down, I want to show you guys one more thing. I just want to show you really quickly where Brian lived. He was literally in a car. It was 0.7 miles in the car. A 3-minute drive for him to get from his house to their apartment. When she said he lived close, he really lived close.
The first time you woke up this morning, did you look at your phone to see what time it was?
No.
Okay.
Most of the time, I'll wake up, but because he nor I have a job, I'll usually just lay in the bed for a little bit longer because the house is clean. There's nothing else that we can do. Mm-hmm. Me thinking he's on the laptop looking for jobs, I can't use the laptop. So most of the time, I'll just stay in the bed and collect my thoughts and get ready for the day.
Collect her thoughts and get ready for the day. It must be hard not having a job. And I've been drinking all night. I'm a complete boozer and I'm not dehydrated at all. I'm not even craving. Maybe she's drinking. Maybe she's If she's that much of a boozer, she probably does have a glass of water or glass upstairs that she keeps out there to get water out of the sink.
So do you have any idea what time you woke up that first time? What time it may have been? I don't know if you guys have
I'm going to say 11 something. 11
Okay.
something.
Okay.
Now, here's the problem with this. I think the 911 call came in. It was 1:01 p.m. And that's what's weird about it. So she said she woke up about 11 something. Brian comes over. 2 hours have gone by. When she says 11 something, I mean, okay, we'll say 11:30. An hour and a half's gone by. It probably took Brian less than 10 minutes to get there after he put on shoes or whatever before he got out the door. You know what I mean? So what did she do in the next hour and 20 minutes? Now I want to go back and look at what time she spoke with Brian.
So do you have any idea what time you woke up that first time? What time it may have been? I don't know if you guys have
I'm going to say 11 something. 11
Okay.
something.
Okay.
Maybe.
Is that when you finally got up, or
Maybe.
is that the first time you woke up?
No, that's the time that I decided to get up because I figured he was downstairs on the laptop. So let him
Right.
look for jobs on the laptop. And
Okay, hang on. I should have let it play. She woke up, but she got out of bed at 11 something. It makes things a little bit different because that does mean that for an hour and a half or an hour and 20 minutes, she's walking around before she speaks to Brian on the phone, before she calls 911.
then it usually I'll clean, he'll look for jobs, or vice versa, where I'll look for jobs and he'll clean.
Okay. So you think you got out of bed after 11 at some point?
Yes.
Okay. But we can't recall which time. Do you think you were up for like hours before that, or
No.
collecting your thoughts? or-
Brian, because I was supposed to have my son today and pick
Okay.
him up from school. Brian usually calls to make sure, hey, are you sure you're getting Lucas today? Because I've had job interviews.
Right.
Are you going to pick up Lucas? So after he called like maybe 3, 4 times, maybe 5, I finally answered, and that's like,
Do you think you were sleeping and missed those calls?
no, I ignored them
You ignored them.
because
Okay.
he's notorious for blowing up my phone.
Okay.
But I understand why, because he's making sure that Lucas gets home
Right. Yeah. Okay.
and to do whatever he needs to do day-wise so he can schedule around it.
Were you upstairs in your room at that time when you were ignoring those phone calls?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. You finally got out of bed at sometime after 11 a.m. and had gone downstairs.
Yes.
Okay.
Looking
And
for him and was
Couldn't find him. You looked outside. Couldn't find him anywhere.
he
And then
wasn't
you
in the
thought,
bathroom. I was
Right.
thinking maybe he's in the bathroom. But then I came to and
then
remembered
you-
the suitcase.
So she walked around the house. Do you guys really think she walked around the house looking for him? But again, she says, then I came to.
Were you upstairs in your room at that time when you were ignoring those phone calls?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
She said it was like 5 or 6 times that he called. That's a timestamp right there on the phone. She said she was upstairs all of that time.
And then you called Brian.
Yes. He
Told
came
him
over.
to come over.
Yes, he came
He
over.
lives down the road, right? Not very far. He came over, walked in, basically walked out. You called 911.
Yes, I had my phone in my hand. I just wanted to wait for him to get there because I didn't know what to do.
Right. And then we arrived.
Like, I couldn't, I still, I don't know what happened. Like, I don't know what happened, but, like, my whole thing is, the whole, like, teeth losing thing, and I don't know what happened. Like, I don't know what happened. I don't know what, he and I were having an amazing time yesterday, like we normally do.
No arguments?
No.
Nothing? Okay.
And the thing with him, though, is, which is why we've been doing puzzles and artwork lately, is that he's been stressing about a job, of course,
Of course.
which we've talked about. So what I did was start having him do puzzles and artwork to keep his mind off of it.
Okay.
His ex-wife is all over him about sending money, which he can't do because he doesn't have a job.
Right.
So he was stressing about that. He's been stressing about the job. But that's why I started to buy puzzles and paint. to get his mind off of them, which is what I don't know if you noticed on the wall in there, it's all of our artwork and stuff.
Okay.
So I don't know. I mean, music, art, and playing with the dogs, dancing around the room with the dogs. And then decided to play hide and seek. Because we're always trying to outdo each other on where we can hide the best.
How often do you guys play hide and seek?
Gosh, that was maybe, the third time? Maybe.
Okay. Is it a more recent game you've gotten to, or 3 times the total in your relationship you're talking about?
Lately.
Lately.
Because, again, like, we were puzzled out. We painted already, so why not?
So you were downstairs hanging out. Do you remember around what time you guys started playing hide and seek?
Honestly, I don't.
Do you remember if it was dark out?
Yeah, it was dark.
Okay.
It was dark. But my thing is like, when I spend time with him and I tried to get him to start doing it, I don't look at the clock.
Okay.
I'm here with him and we're having a good time. I don't need to know what time it is.
Right.
Because I don't have a job. I don't have to worry about anything. And if I don't want to take my son and take care of him, my ex-husband will do it because he always does.
I didn't know if you were like on your phone, if you got a text message, if you got a phone call last night.
We called his daughters yesterday, FaceTime.
Right. What time was that at?
I don't know without looking at my phone.
Okay.
But I ended up...
Would that be the only activity that you had yesterday on your phone?
I called Lucas. I talked to Lucas. He's my son.
Okay.
I always call him.
Morning?
No, it was evening.
Evening? Okay.
But
I'm just trying to help you, like, remember something you did right before hide and seek that would help you remember a time or give us a good time frame, because that's important for us to know. We want to be able to tell the doctors that.
I don't know, to be honest with you.
Okay. So when you called Lucas, was it before or after hide and seek?
Before.
Okay. And when you called and FaceTime his daughters, before or after hide and seek?
Before.
Okay. And did you call the daughters first and then Lucas, or Lucas first and then the daughters?
I know I talked to Lucas, but then we talked to the daughters afterwards.
Okay. Okay.
And I don't remember if she called us. No, I know he called Cookie. But yes, we called her.
Okay, so it's dark out, but you're not really sure what time it is. You play hide and seek. How long do you guys play hide and seek before he decides to get into Suitcase?
Approximate.
Approximate.
Wasn't really. I hid upstairs in the shower. And then came downstairs because I was tired of hanging out in the shower.
Okay.
So that's when he was playing around in the suitcase. So
Okay.
So you have 2 drunk people that are each hiding from each other, waiting for the other one to come find the other one.
came downstairs because I was tired of hanging out in the shower.
Okay.
So that's when he was playing around in the suitcase. So
Okay.
because we both thought it was funny that, oh yeah, well, I'm gonna zip you up. You didn't come look for me. So again, it's
there's our answer right there. And I'd forgotten this, you guys, 'cause it's been a while since I listened to it, because we both thought it was funny. And she says, we're laughing, which means they were fighting. So, I'm just going to interpret Sarah's language. Okay. They were laughing. So they were fighting. And she said, you didn't come find me. So I'm going to zip you up in the suitcase because I'm pissed at you. So here she says she did it because he left her hanging to get back at him.
Oh yeah, well, I'm going to zip you up. You didn't come look for me. So again, it's a broken suitcase, but
What do you mean by broken?
it's only got one of these. But because I didn't zip it up all the way, he was doing the...
You mean it doesn't have, like, the pull part?
Correct.
Okay, but
I think it's got a, what do you call it? A paper clip.
Okay. So the zipper to it is missing, like the actual zipper that attaches to it to help you open and close is missing, but you think a paper clip was on it instead?
I believe there's a paper clip on it, because I know that the last
and that's
time.
what you used to, like, help assist you?
Well, or you can just stick your fingers in there and
Right, yeah, you
unzip
could do
it yourself, which is why I did not zip it up all the way.
Okay. So how much did you zip it up?
I mean, I don't really know.
You said his fingers were able to stick out?
Yeah, two fingers.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'm figuring he'll go get it. He'll get it. But then I wanted to go upstairs and waited for him, and eventually I guess I fell asleep. I had the dogs in the bed with me. It was warm, and then fell asleep.
So you guys are joking. He's in there. You said you could see two of his fingers?
Yes.
And then, like, you just decided, okay, I'm going to go upstairs now? Or?
Because I figured he would get out and then go upstairs and have intimate relations like we normally do. Mm-hmm. But I fell asleep.
Okay.
And he never came upstairs. So, again, I'm thinking he's downstairs on the laptop earlier today. Okay. And then remembered.
Okay. So, is this something that do you guys play hide and seek before you have sexual intercourse, or do you guys just play hide and seek because you're bored and you're just trying to pass time and it's fun?
We're again puzzled out. Can't paint anymore. Even started to purge some of the art that's on the wall now. So
I guess that's it. Some point in there, she called Brian because it was on his cell phone. All right, now let me go back to. I haven't watched this in forever, but I haven't watched it in forever because it's probably one of the first things I looked at in her case, and to be honest, it annoys me a little bit. So let me go find it. Okay, this is the 911 call.
What is the location of your emergency? 4748 France Court, apartment 3.
4748, what's the street name?
France, FRANTZ.
And the apartment number?
3.
Is this a police or medical?
My boyfriend is dead.
Zero remorse.
Okay, send a line for the fire department. Do not hang up.
Fire risk. That's the location emergency.
That's 32.
No, please don't leave.
4748 France Lane, apartment 3.
France Court.
France Court.
Yes.
Okay, is this near Mackenzie Drive?
I don't know where that is.
Okay, fine, okay.
It's Hillwood Park Apartments.
Okay, 4748 France, correct?
Correct.
All right, correct. Now tell me exactly what happened there.
My boyfriend and I were playing last night, and
Mm-hmm.
I put him in his case and we were playing. And
Okay.
like kind of hide and seek kind of thing. So I fell asleep and I woke up and he was dead in the suitcase. So I don't know what happened. I don't know what happened.
Right, okay, what's your apartment number?
3.
Apartment 3?
Yes, like he has like blood coming out of his mouth, and I don't know if like he had like an aneurysm or what happened.
Right, okay, all right, okay. Listen, we're getting help out there too. All right, okay. Okay,
Now?
Okay, yeah, man, listen, we're on our way out there. You're at 407-716-8684.
So
Yeah, listen, we're getting help out there too.
Correct.
All right, great. Now tell me exactly what happened there.
My boyfriend and I were playing last night, and
Mm-hmm.
I put him in his case and we were playing. And
Okay.
like kind of hide and seek kind of thing. So
Okay, she says, now remember, this is the first time she's like saying it out loud, right? Maybe she said it to Brian, but she said they were just playing. And she says, I put him in the suitcase. Did you hear that?
All right, great. Now tell me exactly what happened there.
my boyfriend and I were playing last night, and I put him in a case and we were playing, and
Okay.
like kind of hide and seek kind of thing. So I fell asleep and I woke up and he was dead in the suitcase. So I don't know what happened. I don't know what happened.
Right, okay, what's your apartment number?
3.
Apartment 3?
Yes, like he has like blood coming out of his mouth, and I don't know if like he had like an aneurysm or what happened.
Right, okay, all right, okay. Listen, we're getting help out there, too. All right, okay. Okay,
Right now?
okay, yeah, man, listen, we're on our way out there. You're at 407-716-8684. Okay, is he hanging from somewhere or what, ma'am?
No, I pulled him out of the suitcase. I tried giving him CPR.
Okay, so he was in a suitcase?
Yes, and I fell asleep.
Okay, how old is the boyfriend, ma'am? 42-year-old male. All right. Okay, we're sending help out there. Sheriff's Office on the way out there?
Yes,
I'm
ma'am.
sorry?
Yeah. Okay. All right. Listen to me. Okay. I just need to confirm this one. All right. I understand. I just need to confirm this. Is he awake at all? Is he conscious at all?
No. He's purple.
Is he breathing?
No.
All right. I need you to get him on the floor, flat on his back for me. Okay?
I did. I tried giving him CPR.
All right.
I tried giving him CPR.
Yeah. Okay.
But nothing happened. He's purple.
Okay. Listen to me. There's a defibrillator available. I need you to get it for me. Okay?
What is it?
You have an AED available?
No.
All right. Do you right by him now?
I'm sorry?
Are you right by him now?
Yes.
Okay. Lay him flat on his. Okay, ma'am. Listen. So listen. Is he cold and stiff?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, he's not necessarily cold, but he's stiff.
Right. Okay. All right. Listen to me. Listen to me. I want you to lay him flat on his back for me on the floor.
I did.
Removing the pillows. Okay.
Yes, I did.
All right. Okay.
He's stiff and purple.
Right. Okay. Listen. Okay, man. That's fine. We're still going to do compressions on him. Okay. All right. Place the heel of your hand on his breastbone, right in the center of the chest, right between the nipples.
Yes.
Put your other hand on top of that hand.
Baby, I'm telling you. Just by looking at him, you can tell.
Okay.
Please. Okay, he just gurgled.
Okay. Listen to me. All right. I want you to place the heel of your hand. Okay, right between his chest, right between his breastbones.
Yes.
Put your other hand on top of that hand.
Yes,
we want to pump his chest to me hard and fast, going to this twice per second.
I'm doing it again.
Okay, no, just keep on pumping. That's all you need to do for me. Keep on pumping his chest for me. I don't need you to stop and talk or anything. I just want you to count out loud for me, okay?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. This is nothing.
Okay, ma'am, just keep on pumping his chest. That's all you need to do for me, okay?
Yes. Come on, please. Hurry up.
Okay, ma'am, they're driving here as fast as they can. Okay, don't stop to say hurry up. Just keep on pumping and counting.
I'm still doing it while I'm pumping you, okay?
Okay.
Still doing it.
All right, just continue pumping his chest. Count on a second count with you.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32. Please hurry.
Okay, ma'am, they're getting there as fast as they can, okay?
He's stiff and he's purple.
Okay. Keep pumping his chest for me, ma'am.
I'm still doing it, okay? Still doing it. Just don't make me count.
Right, okay, that's fine. You do a good job. Just keep on doing it for me. That's all right. They're getting there as fast as they can, along with the sheriff's office also, okay?
Please.
Her counting seemed to be like way too fast to be given CPR. Like when she got into the 20s, she didn't, usually if you're giving CPR, you've got a rhythm going, right? So it just sounded weird.
Okay. Keep on pumping, ma'am. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Keep on pumping for me, ma'am.
I'm doing it. Believe me, I'm doing it, okay? We were playing hide and seek.
Okay. All right, I understand. All right, just keep on pumping for me, okay? Okay.
Please hurry. This
Right,
is
okay.
horrible. This is horrific. What happened? Like, what happened?
Okay, ma'am, just keep on pumping his chest for me, okay? They're in the parking lot. They should be up there shortly, okay?
I'm still doing it, okay?
All right, okay. And you found him in a suitcase, you said?
Yes. We were playing hide and seek last night. I fell asleep.
She doesn't seem to be running out of
I
breath.
think they're here.
All right, just keep on pumping his chest until they take over, okay?
I am.
Okay.
I am.
Okay.
I am.
Okay.
Open. Come in. Can I stop hugging now?
Let them take over for you, okay?
When was the last time anybody saw him? Last night. Okay. We were playing hide and seek. He hit another. Suitcase. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, unfortunately, he's been down too long. There's nothing we can do for him.
Hello, ma'am.
And so we're there.
So they knew by looking at him that it was too late. So he must have been really purple.
Obviously.
All right.
Yeah, no, my boyfriend. Is your boyfriend? Okay. Does he have any kind of metaphors? No. No, not that I know of.
Hello?
Hey, ma'am, the fire department's going to take care of you now, okay? Yeah, so we'll see you there.
All righty. Hello, ma'am. Is still there? Hello?
Okay, before we get into this one, I wanted to read something to you guys that I was just looking up here. Rigor mortis, there are 6. Well, there's one thing that says there's 4 stages, one says there's 5, and another one says there's 6. Okay. Let's just go with the 6. 6 stages of rigor mortis, the names of which reflect the overall process: absent, minimal, moderate, advanced, complete, and past. In the absent stage, the body is still relaxed and its parts can be moved into different positions. I need some pictures. I don't understand this. Okay, it says as it progresses, though, from minimal to complete, so that's the 1, 2, 3, and 4th phase, the body becomes increasingly stiff, with parts remaining in their positions until the past phase, when the muscles begin to loosen their stiffness and the liver mortis and decay set in. Well, obviously, we know that's okay. Let's timeline. I need a timeline, please. Okay. For 0 to 8 hours, rigor mortis first appears in the facial muscles, then moves to the limbs. The muscles are still mobile. 8 to 12 hours, which is where we believe he was at, the muscles in the entire body become stiff and immobile. 12 to 24 hours, rigor mortis is complete and the entire body is immobile. So she pulled him out of the suitcase. It had to have been between the 8 and 12 hours. 24 to 36 hours, rigor mortis starts to fade, beginning with the lower body and moving upwards towards the head. Well, we know we know we weren't in that phase, right? Then this article from NCBI says rigor mortis appears approximately 2 hours after death in the muscles of the face. Progresses to the limbs over the next few hours, completing between 6 to 8 hours after death. So he was in rigor mortis. Okay. It stays for another 12 hours and then disappears. Oh, this is creepy. Okay. The jaw locks. That's true. The jaw locks. So it's hard to give CPR, right? Shortly thereafter, rigor mortis begins to appear in the muscles of the eyelids and the jaw. We know it was at least 14 hours. Because we think it was around 11. Well, it was 11 something, like 11:15 or sometime like that, when she took the video that he was in the suitcase, not quite yet dead. So you know what? We'll say midnight. We'll say midnight. She didn't wake up until 1 o'clock, or she didn't call 911 until the next day at 1. So when she's on the phone with them, it's approximately 1 o'clock. So that's 13 hours later. God, if anybody ever gets a hold of my computer, they're going to think that I was like trying to figure out somebody's death. I'm going to be found. Y'all are going to see me on one of these court TV things. Y'all are going to have to tell them while I was searching for this stuff. Okay, around 13 hours after death, the body reaches peak rigor mortis, which is the process of muscle stiffening. This process begins about 3 to 8 hours after death, and the body is usually stiff and cold between 8 to 36 hours. She said she didn't think his body was cold, though. That was kind of weird. Rigor mortis occurs because of chemical changes in the muscle fibers, such as a buildup of lactic acid and calcium that bind the muscle cells together. It'll last up to 84 hours, after which the muscles relax again. This is getting creepy for me. It's not, I don't like it. So let's go on to this next interview and see how many times she repeats herself. So this will be the second time she's told her story.
Who for now?
Right there.
Okay, maybe the third. 'Cause she probably told the paramedics too.
Did you call it? What time did you call it? Hello there. Hi. You live here? Yes. Okay, I'll talk to you. We gotta get some information from the fire department.
The property manager. I don't know if I should go tell him really quick or just so he knows what's going on.
Where's he at?
And you want that way.
Oh, don't worry about that. We'll take care of that for you, okay?
She's worried about telling the property manager.
I had a cigarette though.
I'll get it for you, okay? Wait 1 second, okay?
I really need something to drink.
Okay, well,
I got my Dr. Pepper on the counter.
okay, we'll take care of you. Give me 1 second.
No, but nobody home there.
It's Armand, you.
I got watch you.
I put the time. You called it?
Yeah, I put that right there.
That's the time you called it? Okay, perfect.
Yeah.
You can't go back inside. What's going on? Who is he to you? Boyfriend?
Yes, because for like 3.5 years.
What happened?
He and I, we drank last night. We had a.
Can you pass this to the around to the FD guys? Stop. They need to sign that for sure.
They're with me, so they're not
they're not leaving?
I think I'll walk around.
No. Each of them has to. So this might be a real thing. So each of them has to put their name.
Normally, I just put everybody.
Yeah, you go. It's working.
What's going on?
So
I just got here, so fill me in.
No problem. Like,
Yeah,
he and I are putting a puzzle together. We've been doing some artwork together.
You are putting a puzzle together?
Yes, we have a puzzle that we started in there.
Okay.
We've been doing art, trying to take the stuff off the wall to make new art put up there, like having a good time with one another. But we're drinking. We had a bottle of wine last night.
Okay.
So then it's like, we decided to play hide and seek, right?
Okay.
So he gets in the suitcase. Okay.
Who is this guy?
That's my ex-husband, my former husband.
How did he live here with you guys?
No, I called him over here.
Okay.
I didn't know what to do.
Okay.
I didn't know what to do.
Okay.
So then he came over here.
Here, let's talk in private, okay?
I called you guys. Mm-hmm. I tried giving him CPR. The problem is I fell asleep.
When did you do CPR?
This morning when I found it.
Before you called?
Yes.
It's 1 o'clock right now.
I tried. I was awake, but I actually got out of the bed at like 12:30ish, whatever. So I came downstairs, and I was like, "Oh, he's in the suitcase still." And that's when I found him, and I took him out. And I tried doing CPR, and then I called him, and then I called you guys.
Did he get here before the fire department got here?
Who?
Your husband or
Yes.
your ex-husband?
Yes.
Okay. Where does he live at?
Right down the street.
Okay. So you were playing, and who zipped him up?
I did, but then I fell asleep.
Okay. You're okay. I wasn't here. I'm just trying to figure out what
I
happened.
fell asleep, so I don't know if he's something or a heart attack or what?
What kind of medical conditions was he in?
None that I know of.
Nothing that you know of.
None
You
that I
didn't take
know
any
of.
medicine
No,
last night?
no. All we had was a bottle of wine. Literally, just a bottle of wine.
Okay.
Doing puzzle artwork. Then we decided to play hide and seek. That's all that happened.
Okay.
So I don't know if he had a heart attack or what in there. Like, I don't know what happened.
So how long were you doing CPR on him prior to you calling 911? You tried that all morning?
Yes.
Okay.
And then I called him while I was doing CPR.
What time did you start? Probably, give me a rough ballpark. Here, let me fill this deputy in, okay?
Please, may I have my Dr. Pepper? I am so cut mouth right now.
Ma'am, and you can't talk to him until we get done with this, okay?
Just don't leave, okay, Brian?
Thank you, ma'am.
Well,
Appreciate it. Thank you.
I'll get Lucas eventually.
I know.
Do me a favor. Stand over there by that car. Give me 1 second.
Brad wants to get the hell out of there.
Just give us a second, okay?
Somebody else on that call break. It's on the counter.
I can't move anything from out of the house.
Like, I'm
Here, I want you to sit down because I don't want you passing out. This is probably a lot for you to deal with, right? Sit. I don't
water. Just water.
I can get you some water, okay? Just I want you not on your seat because I don't want you passing out on me.
I need water.
Okay, I'll get some for you.
You're trying to Charlie, but you're on it.
Okay, so you live here in this house?
No. I live down in Lake Winata Cove.
Lake Winata Cove. Okay. Yeah. So kind of tell me how you came here today, or.
Well, I've been calling.
Come down here. We gotta talk.
I've been calling since.
You've been calling your ex-wife or current wife?
Yes.
Okay.
No, ex-wife. We've been divorced about a year and a half. About 11:30 is when I started calling to find out because this is supposed to be her day. So, her child.
Okay.
She's generally not very good about always doing it.
They called back and said she was still there, or she came back.
So I was calling to find out if she was going to be getting him or not today.
Cool.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. So I started calling like 11:30, called every half hour or so, and then
She was back inside the lobby.
finally got a hold of her at 12:49, which is when she told me what was going on and if I'd come over here. So I came over.
She called at 12:45.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or 12:49.
12:49.
Got over here, told her she needed to call 911, get somebody over here, and then basically she said she needed to go outside, have a drink and a cigarette. I walked back out the house because I didn't really want to.
Who called? Did you call or did she call?
Well, I called. She called me back when I was on my way to make sure I was coming over. But I called her.
Give me 1 second, okay?
But I called her initially.
Do you have water in your car by any chance?
I don't think so.
Nothing?
No.
Okay.
No, I don't.
Okay, so she called. You get over here.
I called her first.
Okay.
Trying to find out if she's going to pick up Lucas. That's what she told me everything's going on. I got my stuff together, put the puppy up in this crate. When I was starting to drive over here is when she called me to make sure I was coming, and then I got over here right after.
Did you go inside and see, and then?
I walked inside the front. I didn't see the little front tile area.
Come on, step this way.
I saw legs. I just didn't really want to be in there around it, so I told her.
Well, just for the sake of the crime scene, I want to know if I were to find your footprint, it would be because you went this far into the house. So did you actually make inches past the threshold? I
don't think I ever made it to the carpet. I think it was just in that. I've been over here before.
Right. Yeah.
But no, I don't think I stepped past that tile area.
Okay. So
I touched doorknob. I don't think I touched anything in the kitchen. I don't know if that really matters.
Yeah. Okay, so that's pretty much the gist of what you have. Well, sit tight for us. We're going to make a few phone calls, and then we'll go from there. Do you know if he has any medical issues? Or?
I don't.
Okay, but you've met him before?
I've met him before, yes. Okay. Yes. They've got a whole fun history.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah. You guys have called over here twice.
For the two of them?
Yeah, he's been arrested like 5 times against her, so.
Really? Okay. I'm not familiar with.
So
I haven't been here personally.
it's
So they have
he's currently
Wait, what do you
pause,
say?
and then we'll go from there. Do
Okay,
you know if
that's
he
fine.
has any medical issues or?
I don't.
Okay, but you've met him before.
I've met him before. Yes,
Okay.
yes. They've got a whole fun history.
Oh, really?
Oh yeah, you guys have called over quite a few times.
For the two of them?
Yeah, he's been arrested like I think 5 times for gangster. So
Really? Okay, I'm not familiar with.
So
I haven't been here personally.
it's
So they have
he's currently on parole because of it. So
because of domestic violence with her.
yes, yes.
Okay. Okay.
Yes, last time he got whatever it's called, retrial something or other. He had to go to a domestic violence class.
Okay.
I know he was doing it, a parole officer,
Mhm.
stuff like that. But I mean, like every time she'd have him arrested, the next day she was trying to get him bailed out of jail. So
Mhm.
I don't know what it is.
Oh, she's getting water from the tap. Probably gonna pass out on it. Okay. Well, listen. Please do me a favor.
Oh no,
I'll make a few
not a
phone
problem.
calls.
I mean,
Where does your kid need to be picked up?
Lakeline Elementary.
How soon though?
3 o'clock. Is
3
when he gets
o'clock.
out. I don't leave him out.
I'll go ahead and start making the calls. Ma'am, could you go ahead and give me his last name? Torres. Spell it for me.
Torres.
And his first name?
George, Jorge. Jorge.
J.
Orge.
His birth date?
2/13/78.
And this is the boyfriend.
Yes.
How long?
3.
And your last name?
Boone.
Spell it.
Boone.
First name?
Sarah. Sarah.
Birth date?
10/10/77.
So you've had a second to kind of collect yourself. Tell it to me again. You guys were playing last night, drinking a bottle of wine,
Putting puzzles together, doing
doing
artwork.
puzzles, artwork. Okay.
Had a bottle of wine and then decided to play hide and seek.
Mhm.
So he
What
gets.
time was that? Do you remember?
I mean, I know that I was in bed probably by 12:30.
Okay.
Well, I went upstairs at least, and I fell asleep,
Okay.
forgetting that he was
So
in
you
the
guys were
suitcase.
playing the hide and go seek.
Yes.
And at some point you put him in the suitcase?
No, he got in the suitcase. So he thought it would be funny to be put in the suitcase. So I was like, okay, well, I'm going to joke with you and I'll make him, squirm a little bit, whatever it is.
Mhm.
But then I fell asleep.
Mhm.
I fell asleep.
Where was the suitcase?
Right where
got
it
in
is.
it. Right down there?
Yes.
You zipped him in there?
Yes.
Thought it would be funny, a little
It
joke?
was. We both were laughing about it.
Okay.
And then I fell asleep.
Where did you fall asleep at?
Upstairs.
In your bedroom?
Yes.
Okay.
Totally forgetting that he was in the suitcase still.
Okay. And then you came back downstairs?
This morning, or this afternoon, yes, when I got up.
Ballpark, what time?
12:30-ish. I was awake, but I totally forgot that he was in the suitcase. He can tell you there's a lot of things that we have been going through. Jobs.
Yeah, he did tell me.
Life, all that good stuff. So I just totally forgot.
So you began to do CPR on him?
Yes. Yes.
About what time this morning
did
you start doing that CPR?
No, it was the afternoon. It was afternoon because I was awake, but then I finally decided to come downstairs at 12:30-ish, whatever it is, and I was like,
I think she's lying about the CPR starting before she called 911 because while she was on the phone with 911, she screams because he does gurgle. So then she says here that he was gurgling while she was giving him CPR, but she talks about it like it was before she called 911. So I clearly think she's lying about that part. But you guys, when you look at what she said in the car, what she said on 911, and what she's saying right here, it's the same thing. I hate to say it, but that's what I've just felt from day one. This woman is just stupid. They really were playing. Maybe they really were playing hide and seek. Maybe he got in there, pulled the flap over on the suitcase, right? Totally not zipped up, but he pulls the flap over because he's hiding in there, right? She obviously knows he's there. Don't know where the suitcase was when this happened. Yeah, she said the suitcase was already downstairs. So I don't know how do we explain the noise of, what if they were fighting and she pushed him down the stairs, and when he fell down the stairs, well, no, because he was alive in the suitcase. Well, he could have passed out and then woke up while he was in the suitcase, and that's what we saw the video of. I don't know. This is just so stupid. I can't. I wanna believe that there's like this master manipulation to it all, but I don't think there is. I don't think there is. I think it's exactly the way she says it is. Well, no. I think let's take the word exactly out of that last sentence.
I forgot he was in the suitcase and he wasn't moving. Nothing was happening. So I unzipped it, took him out and started doing CPR on him.
Mm-hmm.
He was on his way over here. I called you when he got here.
Once he got here, you called us?
Yes.
Okay.
And like air was coming out and he was gurgling, but I could just tell by looking at him.
But you knew how to do CPR. You doing that on your own?
Yes.
Okay.
And then the person that was on the phone with me also, I counted with him doing it.
And he's got no medical? He doesn't take any medication?
I don't know. Like, I don't know medical-wise. Like, what I know he doesn't take any medications whatsoever.
Okay.
The only thing, like I said, I don't know if alcohol had something to do with it, but we had a bottle of wine.
Okay. All right. Here, I want you to sit back down because I don't want
Can
you.
I have one more sip of water, please?
Yeah, go.
Denver, Signal 29, residential, audible, 13023 Island Bay Drive.
Do what I can to get you a cup because I don't want you to have to keep doing that.
She's so gross. Just the way she's squatting over that thing. She's just gross.
On the channel,
the cups are like right there.
Okay. Sit right here. Don't talk to the ex-husband right
now.
I
won't.
Okay?
I won't. Can I have a cigarette, please?
Ma'am, I can't take anything out of the house.
It's on the back porch.
Nope. All of it. It's secure, okay? I'll try my best to get you what you need, okay? Maybe one of these deputies has a pack from someone, sit down and I'll try and get you what you need, okay?
Just cut, please.
Okay.
Okay, so Sarah, the next boyfriend that you do this to, if you do get away with this one, just make sure that before the cops get there, you've got your cigarettes on you, your Dr. Pepper, a cup, whatever else you need, because you're not going to be able to go back in the house.
I don't want you on your feet. You want to talk over here?
I think they turned their... Yeah, shoot. I want to know what they were saying. Because he's been inside looking at the body. I wonder if the medical examiner is there at this point yet. Because we know the paramedics were. They pronounced him. The ME might take some time to get there, though. Is that the apartment manager over there?
After we got the
It's still Boone. Okay.
Yeah,
and then your first name?
Brian, Brian.
Brian. And your date of birth?
5/27/75.
And your child is in school right now. He's not here with you.
No. He's in school.
He's in school. How old is he?
This will be a fun one. He is 9. He's third grade.
I can't even start with how you would explain something like this. Okay. 6th grade, you said?
Third grade.
Third grade. Third grade. Okay.
Yes.
All right. So sit tight for us. I'm sorry it's so hot. Maybe the middle of that would be a good spot to stay in. So we'll take it from there. I'll keep you updated.
Okay.
Okay?
All right. Thank you.
He's in the 3rd grade. Guys, can you guys think back on when you were in the 3rd grade? Can you imagine if you had a mother like Sarah? And what he's already seen in his life that he shouldn't have seen at this point because of the way she is. And then to find out that, well, I'm sure they didn't tell him the details because he's so young, but he knows his mom's in jail. They've been doing video visitations together. I saw that. They did them up until the last sheet I saw on Reddit was 12 of 2023 that they had done a couple of video visitations with her. Because they can't get in the jail to meet her, to see her.
So your backyard's not fenced. Okay. Because we put him in the backyard and I guess he knew to.
Sorry?
Your dog. We thought the backyard was fenced.
The dogs are outside?
No. We have them contained.
One's deaf and one's blind.
Okay.
Oh, I just caught that. And I think they look like Boston Terrier and Frenchie mix, but they might be Frenchies. I certainly hope that Brian and Lucas took those dogs.
You got some water. Good. Okay.
Can I please just have a cigarette? They're on the back porch.
Not right now. We can't have you go and get anything. Why don't you sit in the shade? You're okay right there? Or maybe a little closer here where the shade is?
Yeah, the neighbors are walking around going, what in the hell happened now?
Yeah.
And then he said, wait a minute. My ex-husband burned him cigarettes.
We can't let you guys communicate right now.
I know this was last week. Ask for one.
You want me to get a cigarette from him and bring it to you?
That's okay.
That's her Kia right there, that white Kia. It's not tan, y'all. It's white.
I could probably do that.
Ask for a lighter. Thank you.
No problem.
Brian, go give me some cigarettes.
I was going to have him arrange childcare.
Okay, good. The child in school up the street. Okay.
Is my name on there yet?
No, sir, it's not. I need to get her on there too, and him.
Yes.
So they're en route already, probably?
Did anybody call him?
No, you want me to call?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you were calling. All right, let me get homicide.
Oh, she hadn't even called him yet. She's been over there talking to Sarah. What was he doing? Maybe he was inside with the body.
Hold on, I'm still on. Let me.
Okay.
Is this the other person's body cam? Oh my God, look at her now. She's so weird. I would hate her if she was my neighbor. I would hate her. I would be like, get off my porch, you crazy lunatic woman. Just like, can I have a cigarette? Can I have water? Turn on your thing so we can hear.
It's natural. You're nervous.
I'm
You
not
have your
nervous.
anxiety. You're scared, right?
I don't know how to explain it to you.
It's okay. You don't have to.
I don't know how to. I'm just waiting for whoever, so.
I could tell you this. I'm going to be here just as long as you are, including my. It's going to be a while. I'm welcoming this place right now. It's kind of warm. All right? So just bear with us.
I know.
All right?
If you can, like, give me whatever updates or anything that you know of, that's just how I work, so I know, like.
Well, let me look at my computer, see.
She's going to write you a letter if you don't hurry and get her updates. She's probably asking for a pen and pad. She's not one time has she cried. Not one freaking time.
We already got a detective on his way. He's on the screen. Okay.
Her feelings, her needs, no tears. No tears. Not one thing about it. Do you think he suffered? No, nothing like that. Now I've listened to this recently, but we're going to listen to it again. So this would technically be her third or fourth time explaining it at this point. You got 911. You got Brian. You got the first on scene. It's be like it's her fourth time.
Did you get enough water? No, if you want to stay seated, I don't want you getting lightheaded. So remember I said the detectives were going to come out and talk to you and go from there. You know what I'm saying? They're here. They're going to ask you a few questions and then go from there, okay? All right.
All right, sir. My name's Chelsea. My partner, Scott. To my understanding, you reside here?
Yes.
Okay. Is it just you?
And George.
Okay.
And I have a 9-year-old. It's 50-50 with Brian, my former husband.
Your former husband. Okay. But you reside here with George, and then your son lives with you, or there's 50-50?
Yeah.
Okay. So from what
Rodriguez.
has told me. She explained last night that you guys were drinking a bottle of wine. And
Let her
midnight,
tell you.
you decided you guys
12:30ish, yeah.
okay. You guys decided to play hide and seek.
Well, we were playing hide and seek, and then
Was your son home at the time, or okay?
no, with my
Ex.
with Brian.
Okay.
Decided to play. We were just stupid like that. Like, sure, we were putting puzzles together. We were doing artwork. You can see the puzzle that we finished in there, and then the artwork, and then decided to play hide and seek, just being stupid.
Okay.
So he decided to get in the suitcase. So I thought it would be funny to, and he was laughing about it too, to dip him up in there. I go upstairs and fell asleep. So this morning or this afternoon when I actually got up out of the bed, I thought for sure he was downstairs on the laptop because he was being really quiet. But then I came downstairs and I'm like, where is he? Like, and that's when I found him.
Okay.
I don't know what happened.
Okay. And then you weren't sure about if you woke up this morning.
It was afternoon. I mean, I was awake,
or this afternoon,
but I just didn't want to come downstairs. So
okay.
I just laid in the bed for a little while, and then I eventually came downstairs and was confused about where he was, and then I was like, oh my God, he's in the suitcase still. So I pulled him out, and I stretched him out, and I started to try to do CPR on him. Okay. I called you guys. Well, I called Brian.
Okay.
And then as soon as he got here, which is 30 seconds down the road, I called you guys.
Okay.
And the person on the phone had me do the concussions continually still and count with him until you guys shut up.
Okay.
Okay, so I can't, it's hard to hear with the airplane, but I'm questioning whether or not she said that she did CPR before she called 911. Because before she said she did call, she was giving CPR prior to calling 911.
The person on the phone had me do the concussions continually still and count with him until you guys shut up.
Okay. And so as a part of our investigation, we obviously have to go inside the house. We have to look at things. Are you okay with us going in the house and looking at things? Yes. Okay. Okay. And forensics, so we have to have our forensics crime scene investigators come out. Are you also okay with them coming inside, taking photographs and okay. Okay.
Can I ask, is Brian, I'm sorry, George, was he diagnosed with any kind of medical history?
Not that I know of. I don't know. I mean, he doesn't take drugs. I mean, we'll have the occasional bottle of wine here and there, but I don't know. Like,
that was going to be my next question. So you guys don't normally drink? You just drink once in a while, or?
Well, I'm gonna say like, okay, I guess normal drinking is like we will have like a glass of wine or two, like while we're cooking dinner. Sure. Here, and we'll play a board game with him. I mean,
Well, anytime she's asked about, she's like, well, she struggles with that question. I noticed she struggles with it on all of these different interviews, but I guess many alcoholics are in denial of their problem when they're in the midst of the addiction.
But I mean, it's not like
a couple of beers a day.
Well, but I don't understand though. Like for the little bit that we had, like not had anything to do with it. Like I don't know if he had a heart attack or a stroke or an aneurysm or what happened to him. I don't know.
And were you guys together all day yesterday?
Yes.
Okay. Here?
Yes.
Like neither of you left the apartment yesterday?
I think he drove up to the convenience store to get cigarettes.
Okay.
But I mean, he could walk there.
Does he have any history of consuming drugs? I know he doesn't now because you said he doesn't. But
I don't know.
As far as you've ever known him, you've never seen him.
No. I mean, he's from Philadelphia, and he grew up in Philadelphia, and then he went to Massachusetts, and then from Massachusetts he came down here. So I don't really know like a whole lot of like medical history or anything.
How long have you guys been together?
Almost 4 years, like 3.5 years.
You guys been living here the whole time?
Yes.
Okay. He's never been to the doctor or to the hospital during that time?
He and his brother got into a really bad argument at one point, and he had to have facial reconstruction. But he has been in the hospital from that, and then I talked him into going to see like a regular physician so he could get just like a regular like checkup thing.
Yeah.
but there were no red flags.
How long ago was that?
So a good defense attorney, which now she has, because as I am picking back up on this recording, she has since retained a lawyer. Facial reconstruction after a fight with his brother. You guys, that's pretty serious. Facial reconstruction? I wonder what caused that. And a good defense attorney is going to bring that up and he's going to go into details on it. I would think.
The surgery or
Yeah,
the doctor?
both.
Both.
The surgery, I think, was what, 2 years maybe? 2.5 years. The checkup was probably a good 2 years too.
Okay.
And the suitcase is still in there?
Yep, always.
Is it normally stored down there? Did you guys travel recently?
No, he was going to start putting some of the, what do you call it, donations in there. So that's why
it's out?
Yes.
Okay. You guys didn't recently travel somewhere or anything like that?
After you zipped them up, did you move the bag around and mess with them at all, or you just zipped it up and walked away
And I both
laughing?
were laughing about it, but I went upstairs and I fell asleep.
Okay. But what position was he in when he went in? Was he sitting on his rear end and his head up and he just kind of bent over?
Okay, so like this is the suitcase. Like this was his head and then his knees right here and his feet were down.
So he was laying on his side.
Yes.
It's a shame that we can't see her, what she's doing right there.
Yes.
You just closed the flap and zipped it around.
Yes.
Okay.
And we were playing.
Understandably. Okay.
So he said that I needed to tell you guys about his family. Like, who do I talk to about that?
We're gonna do that once we walk through and see. Yeah, we're
not going anywhere. We're gonna be here for a while.
I'm just telling you, like,
this is gonna be a while.
I'm afraid for my life. I want you to know that. I am
Why is
afraid
that?
for my life. His family have never liked me. I'm the blue-eyed white devil.
Oh, blue-eyed white devil. I thought she said she was the blue-eyed white dragon. Maybe she changed it later. I almost wanted to go somewhere with that statement that she made about his family, but it seems like somebody had already asked her. Because remember, we don't have all of the audio here during this time period. And it seems like somebody asked her how to get in touch with his family, and that's why this was brought up. But I love how she's starting to deflect all of a sudden. It's like, oh, I'm so scared of them. No, now she's playing the victim again.
What they call me. So they've never liked me. They've never taken me in. They've never accepted me. I'll put it that way.
Have you called any of them?
We talked to his daughters yesterday.
No, I mean, like, about this. Does
No.
anyone know? Okay.
That's
so no one's gonna know until we will be making that notification. So
they're going to kill me.
Okay. Well,
do they live local?
Yes, they're down the road. They're going to kill me.
Okay, maybe this is her conscience right here, if she has one. God knows we've been searching for that for quite some time while covering this case. But maybe this is where she's like, oh my God, they're going to kill me. Now we know she's over exaggerating, but it's almost like here she's like, she's stating the truth that she is scared because her guilt is getting the best of her on this. And she knows she's at some type of fault. She doesn't realize exactly what type of fault, but she realizes she's at some type of fault here.
His kids are going to kill me in Philadelphia. They're going to kill me. This was not intentional.
Okay.
And they're not going to understand that. They're not going to accept it.
We're gonna do a thorough investigation, and we will definitely make sure that you don't feel scared when we leave here. Okay.
And my 9-year-old.
Well, he's at school and he's with your husband.
I know. Well,
ex-husband.
Your husband said that, or your ex-husband said he made arrangements for your 9-year-old to be picked up.
Oh, okay, Mom. Probably. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. All right, we're going to go inside if that's okay.
Yes, please. But can you guys just keep me posted?
Of course.
So I know what's going on.
Yes, ma'am.
And don't.
All you have to do is get their attention if you have a question or you need to talk to us. He's standing right there. She'll be right here.
Yeah. Okay, but will you guys tell me, like, so you're telling me, like, you won't call whoever it is without telling me, right?
No.
I mean, I have all their phone.
And we're not calling. We're not making phone calls. We're actually going to speak to them in person.
Yeah.
That'll
be later
They're
on.
going to. Okay.
It'll
You'll
be
know
later.
prior to us making any
I'm
contact.
not going to be here.
Okay.
They're going to kill me.
Okay.
We'll address all of that, okay, before we leave. Okay?
This was
Okay?
Yes, absolutely.
Thank you.
Just stay seated, okay, Sarah? I know you're panicking, okay? Just relax. We'll come and talk to you. We'll keep checking on you.
Did y'all see those neighbors? Normally, if you're a neighbor, if something's going on in your neighborhood with the police, you kind of freak out. Now, I guess when you live in an apartment complex, it's a little different, but normally, people are like, oh my gosh, what's going on? These people seem like, yeah, this is normal over there. There's something else going on over at their house again. They're so nonchalant. It's been so long since I watched this, so I'm glad I'm rewatching it back. She is one hot mess of a woman. Ugh.
They're coming out now. I'll get you somebody, okay? She wants to say something. She wants to talk. Come on. Yeah.
Well, we're
don't
here,
know
so
anything though, like why or how.
So we will not know the answer to that because we're not doctors. So what's going to happen is he's going to go to the medical examiner's office and he'll have what's called an autopsy. That'll be first thing tomorrow morning. I'll know a lot, hopefully a lot more tomorrow morning as far as him. But I cannot. There's no way I could say how, why.
So just by looking at him, like, why is he purple?
Oh, that's normal when someone passes away. Lividity turn.
as soon as the heart stops beating, the blood starts to settle to the lowest points of the body. And then it becomes very pronounced. So that's just called it happens every.
I'm like really scared. I want you guys to know that.
Look around. You have all these features, so while we're here, nothing's going to happen to you. Before we go and make any notifications, you'll have plenty of time to leave or do what you need to do. Whatever you need to do. Okay? And we can talk about that more in length. But yeah,
I think right there when they walked away that first time and she's sitting there thinking about it, I think that's when it hit her that she's under suspicion because of the occurrence.
it's not going to be a surprise.
Real quick, and then,
but I don't this was totally not intentional. That's what I'm scared about too.
We'll have all the answers. We'll have a lot more answers tomorrow after medical examiner looks at it. Like she said, what you're seeing here is common. This is us coming out to the scene. Yeah, his age, no real medical history that we know of. For him to have passed away, we come out.
I know.
Yeah. We come out and do an investigation. Medical examiner's office will be sending people out. This is what we do. If he was 75 years old and had a history of heart condition, we wouldn't be here.
I don't know what it is.
Exactly. And that's what we're here to find out. We're just here to get the answers. The answers that you want, the answers that his family's going to want.
I just really want to see my son. I really need to see my son. I mean, I know I can't go anywhere, but.
Right.
So do I just sit out here and wait for you guys?
If you would, yes, please.
Is anybody else having to show up, or everybody's here that needs to be here?
My team's here that needs to be here. The medical examiners will show up when we call them, but we're not ready for them yet. So they're going to take him. They're going to take some photos, take him. But that's towards the end of it, and they'll be called well in advance when we're ready for them. But we're not ready for them at this point, so we won't be calling them quite yet. Okay. So like I said, I got to go do some paperwork.
I know.
They're going to chat with some people, and then we're going to come back and talk to you if you're okay with that. So just give us a little bit more time. Like I said, I need to go and do that, and he's going to go do
So, do you guys tell his family today or after tomorrow?
What do you tell them the reason was? Is she saying that like, so what are you gonna tell them? Like, what do y'all think happened? Like, are you thinking I did this? I don't know.
We have to. It's the
By
law.
law, we have to go and make contact with the county.
Yeah.
They have to be notified.
Once our investigation is pretty much complete here, once we leave here, we will be going to.
But again, you'll know. I'm not going to just go and do it without you knowing. You'll know. We'll talk to you prior to doing anything like that.
But how, I mean, I understand what you guys and how you do it, and, you know, so, but like, what do you just tell him? What do you tell his parents? Like, what's the reason?
Passed away.
We tell them what we know at that point.
Yeah.
We tell them the truth.
And that we're going to be waiting for the autopsy results, and I will be at the autopsy in the morning, and hopefully the doctor will be able to give me some of what they think and see.
We'll give them their number. They can contact them and get it from them.
But yeah, they're gonna know what we're here, what we're investigating, and that they're gonna think I killed him.
Why would they think that?
They always have said that. They've always have said that.
What have they
I
said?
told you it's because I'm the blue-eyed white dragon. That's what they call me. Because they don't want him with me. So he's basically just not really been around his family because he chooses me over them. Even after I've encouraged him numerous times to go over there and see his family. Unforgiving over where they've never accepted me, and everybody in his family has tried to kick my ass. So especially his sister. He had to pull her off me one time.
Do you have somewhere safe that you can go tonight?
Oh, his sister, he had to pull her off of me one time. You guys, I had missed that. That's interesting. Do you guys hear her dogs in the background? I hear like it sounds like a howling, and the breed that her dogs are, it sounds like it might be them howling, and like because I noticed in one picture that I saw of the front of the unit, her dogs were up looking out the window, and I'm wondering if they're seeing her and because that would be common for dogs to be like freaking out right now. And I'm kind of wondering, it made me think that when she got up and went downstairs, if George was in the suitcase, her dogs would have gone to that suitcase and started smelling around it. You know what I mean? Yeah, the dogs are going to go outside or whatever, but they're going to go to that suitcase immediately. They're going to smell George in that suitcase. So for her to say she didn't figure it out right away, maybe the dogs were helpful in her figuring it out.
Both my parents are deceased, my grandparents are deceased, and my aunt and uncle are deceased. I got nobody. I have a brother that's in the Marines, and I've got another one that's in jail.
Unless your brother that's Marines, is he local?
No. Well, he in Altamont, but I think he's doing whatever Marine thing he's doing. But the only way...
Your phone's inside, correct?
Yes.
Does he have a phone?
No.
He doesn't have a phone.
He used my phone.
He uses your phone.
Yeah, we did it together. So the only place I could go is over to Brian's house. So I don't think he'll have a problem with it. Okay. So,
well, like I said, we're not going to leave here. If you do not feel safe, you're not going to leave here with you not feeling safe, because then we're liable.
And then his ex-wife in Philadelphia.
Well, she's in Philadelphia, yes.
There's going to be a funeral.
Right. That you're talking like days and
no,
I'm talking right here, right now. So let me do my investigation. Let me go do this paperwork that I'm talking about, because we can go back and forth about what ifs like all day long.
I know. Sorry.
I promise we're not going to leave here for you and you not feel safe. Okay.
Please. Okay. It's just, I don't even know what to tell you.
It's okay. Just take a seat, have some water, give us a few minutes, let us do our thing, and we'll be back to talk to you, I promise, okay?
Like you said, you need us again, just let them know.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah. Go ahead and type.
Okay.
Sit down and type. Like eyes on. Do you have anyone in here?
There's nobody here, just me.
Okay, that's fine. You're right there, right?
Yeah.
Sit there and type. You're fine. I have relief coming, so just get type.
I wish there was a little bit more of that. Have y'all seen where it goes any further than that on anybody else's channel? Let me go back to one other thing. So now I want to go into the interrogation room. Let's go to law and crime. And again, for you guys that are wondering what the heck we're doing, you're just coming in. We're going through each of Sarah's interviews from start to finish. And I don't know, I'm looking for discrepancies, just changes in her story, stuff that maybe I hadn't picked up before, anything that's going to jump out at us to help us understand. I think that's part of the problem with this whole case is like, why the hell would you leave him in that suitcase? Why the hell would somebody get a suitcase? Why the hell would you zip him up in there? It just, before we watch this, let's watch, actually, yeah. Before we watch this, let's watch the full video that she recorded with him in the suitcase. So there's 2 of them. Content warning, you guys.
Sarah.
For everything you've done to me.
Sarah.
For everything you've done to me.
Sarah.
You.
Sarah.
You.
Sarah.
Stupid.
Sarah.
That's my name. Don't wear it up.
Sarah. I can't breathe. Seriously.
Yeah, that's when you do and you choke me.
Sarah. 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 Sarah, I can't breathe.
That's on you.
I think it's interesting that she called him stupid because it just goes to show you the abuse, that not just physical but verbal abuse she had for him. I think there was a lot more than we know about her abuse with him. And I'm not saying he didn't give her some of the medicine back, but
Sarah, I can't breathe.
It's on you.
Sarah.
Real or ransom. Might want to get video for it extra. Because I got this.
Sarah.
Real or ransom.
Sarah. Sarah, I can't breathe, babe.
Oh. That's what I feel like when you chewing on me.
Sarah. Sarah.
Yeah. You should probably shut up.
Sarah.
Shh.
Sarah.
okay, so you'll see here her flip-flops have been moved. The suitcase has been moved. So in between recording this video, she goes over there. And with the, I would say with the aggression that she was showing in her, with what she was saying in the first video, I wonder if she kicked the suitcase or stomped on it or anything else when she flipped it over. Now, on the other side of that, it could be that she was like, well, I guess I should flip it over so he can try to get out. You know, I mean, I'm trying to think of both sides of this. What was going through her mind? She was so wasted, it's hard to tell. So not a whole lot there on that second one. So here's what I think. I think that video is redacted, and we're going to see the whole video in court. Oh gosh, you guys, just the evidence viewing is going to be interesting, because I think we're going to see this interrogation again. I think we're going to see some of the clips from how she reacted outside of the house, her 911 call. I mean, that's like general, right? They're going to show all that to the jury. Are they going to let the jury hear? Yeah, I guess they would. They would let her hear all of her interviews in full. Let's keep going. Okay, now we're going to open up and watch her police interrogation. I know some of you probably watched this many times. I want to take out some of the distractions in this interrogation, though, and I want to pinpoint the things that she says. And so it's a 2-hour interview. Hopefully I can dwindle it down to at least an hour at the most. Again, I'm just looking for what she's saying. I just want to say before we start, her mentality is in this. Y'all think about where she's coming from. She's been at home. She's been making her notes. Y'all say she brings her little notepad or whatever. Her mentality is she's coming in to help them. I do not believe in my heart of hearts that she thinks that she's going to be arrested here. She's probably nervous about this interview, but she probably, knowing Sarah and the way Sarah's mind works, she thinks that she's coming in here so that they can fill her in on everything, not that they're going to question her.
This morning we went to his autopsy. We were informed of some injuries that he has by the doctor. So so he's got scratch marks to his back.
I know what that's from.
Okay. And it's called a contusion. Do you know what a contusion is? So like basically you're getting hit and then you get a mark from it. You'll get bruising. Like someone hit you or something.
She knows what that back scratch is from. I don't think she's, normal people were like, oh, she's going to admit to it and she's going to say that it's sex. I think she blames somebody else for this. Isn't this the part where she says him and Lucas were playing and he probably got scratched up from that?
Something like that. It's called a contusion. So he had some injuries to his left shoulder. He had a cut near his lip. We could see his mouth was a little.
I haven't laid a
swollen.
hand on him.
Okay.
Also too, he fell off my son's bike.
Okay.
So I don't know, and he's notorious for running into the wall or the hall tree. So
Okay.
Isn't that like the first thing that an abuser would say? He's notorious for running into walls. Oh, she always falls and she always runs into walls. She's always hurting herself or himself.
What about the scratches? Because there's also sex.
Yes.
Okay. Because there's also a scratch on the back of his neck, kind of going, but it's going straight across.
I have no idea what that's from.
And they're all recent. They occurred recently. It wasn't something that occurred post or that occurred a week ago or 2 days ago, 3 days ago. They definitely occurred, the night leading up to when he was.
In all honesty, we have not gotten into it.
Okay.
That's why, the only thing I thought you guys were going to ask me about, which I was going to be honest with you anyway, are the scratch marks on his back.
Mm-hmm.
Everything else, I have no idea what it is.
Because I was too
no
drunk to
idea
remember
what it is. Nonetheless, I've had my son over the house too, so.
Well, your son was there when? When was he last there?
Oh gosh.
From my understanding, he was there last Tuesday.
I don't know if it was Tuesday, but yes, he was there last week. So.
Well, we're talking about Sunday. Yeah. We're just talking about what occurred Sunday. Because like I said, the injuries they occurred within that time period.
So you're talking about day before yesterday?
Sunday leading into Monday. You called us yesterday at 1, but the incident, you guys were painting and stuff the night prior.
Correct.
So we're talking about Sunday and then into Monday.
I'm thoroughly confused because we had a good time sitting on the back porch, having wine and smoking a couple of cigarettes, and then decided to go inside and literally paint, do puzzles, and play, and listen to music. That's why nobody got out of sorts. This is what's mind-blowing to me.
I truly think that Sarah when she would get in her drunk step phase, that's when things would start to happen. And that's the stuff she never remembers. Like, remember one of the different interviews that they had where I don't know if it was the neighbor or if it was Melissa, the apartment manager, said, yeah, we'd see them and they'd be fighting or whatever. And the next day it would be like, nothing happened. Because they don't remember. She's wasted.
I don't.
Okay.
I have no clue. Nobody laid a hand on anybody.
He also had, like on the left side of his forehead, he had basically bruising, and on like his head and skull.
I have no idea.
As if something hit him.
I
considered
have not
force
touched him.
trauma.
I have not touched him. I have not touched him.
Then how would you get those injuries?
Tell me and we'll both know. I have not touched him.
Yesterday, when we took photographs of your overall body, and they did the buccal swabs, did they go under your fingernails?
No.
Okay. Are you willing to let us
Absolutely.
swab underneath your fingernails?
Go for it. Like, I don't even know where this is coming from.
Yeah,
I
you
don't
said
even
the
know.
last physical was probably, you said, I think, what, a month ago? Where you got the injury, right? You said that was a
I'll
month
say
ago?
a few weeks, give or take, yeah.
A few weeks. That was the last, like, physical altercation between the two of you? You said a month ago he hit you with a curtain rod.
Yeah, with a curtain rod. That's why I can't believe you guys didn't take that either.
Wow.
So I missed this on the very first time I ever watched it. He hit her with a curtain rod. So all the things he's ever done to her, she's going to bring those up. Again, she wants to be the victim. It's almost like at this point she's jealous because he's getting so much attention. But you know what, Sarah? He is the one that is no longer with us. He's no longer alive. Somebody has to speak for him.
Like, we've been good. I don't know if, like, it's since the last time he got out of jail. Like, we've been good, and he's been having his classes and seeing his probation officer, who's amazing. So.
What do you mean by good? What's your definition of good?
The probation officer?
No, you guys have been good. What's your definition?
I've been good. I don't think you all understand. He comes at me all the time. He comes at me. So it's either I flee or try to go upstairs and go to sleep. That's usually what it is. And I don't know if you talked to Brian about any of that, but most of the time when I flee, I go over there. So.
Right, but you're saying that you guys have been good, and when I asked you yesterday, the last incident that you could remember was the curtain rod incident, which you said was a month ago, so.
Give or take.
Right, so what do you mean by he comes after you? Like,
he gets belligerently drunk. Like, I don't know if you all have looked through my phone yet and seen any of the pictures and the videos that I have taken. And at one point, I started documenting everything.
Okay.
So you all will see in my pictures, bloody fingers, split foreheads, he split my nose. I've got this.
Right.
I don't know if Brian told you about it, where I had to have I had one really bad surgery, but then it got really, 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 really bad, where I had to go like 4 or 5 more times afterwards for them to tend to it. From him poking me in the back of the leg.
Right.
So it's.
Then why are you still with him?
Everybody asks me that. When I tell you guys this.
There's no real cheers here. It's so rehearsed. It's like, let's look at my injuries. Let's look at everything that's happened to me. Oh, he's dead. Oh, okay, but no. I can top that because look at all the bruises I have. I mean, it's just, and then her going into the whole, oh, you believe me now that I'm abused. Oh, okay, so let me go. I can't leave him. I can't. And then, okay, now we're going to get into how much she does for him. Again, this is not about George. It's since day one, people say, well, we get on here and we talk about Sarah Boone and we don't talk about the victim because we can't talk about the victim. Because every time we try to, Sarah turns it into the Sarah show.
I don't want to drink. The occasional wine, whatever, or if it's a weekend, that's when you have a good time. You don't have to wake up the next day. I have to wake up the next day and do things. I have to tend to Lucas. I have to take him to school. I have all this stuff to do.
She has no job. So, like, I have all this stuff to do. I have to tend to Lucas. I have to clean the house. I have to, okay. She runs out of things to say. So instead of just, going into detail about it like she likes to do, I have all this stuff to do. It blows my mind. And also you'll see how when she went to cry there, she never really cried. it went straight into her going into a conversation again. Her face, you don't even hear sniffling. It's all dry cry. It's just facial expressions. I would think that a normal person would say, she's been with this guy for this, solo at 3.5 years, almost 4 years, and she's not going to cry. I would think it would be easy for her to pull out some tears on this.
He can't process like that. He didn't process like that. So he would literally, not literally, but have smoke coming out of his ears. So the next thing you know, he doesn't want to deal with it. I'm going to go get something to drink.
I think, this interview was 2 hours long because Sarah talks about things that she turns it around. It's not an interview of, we want to know what happened, Sarah. Explain to us what happened. She just goes into her rampage about how she helped him and the way he was and how he was not right. And she was, the savior coming in to save the day or whatever. I'm going to cut a lot of this out, you guys, because I just can't.
So
I just can't deal with her.
The majority of the time, I would hang out outside or do something else because I don't want to drink. His ex-wife is bonkers. Mm-hmm. She was all over him all the time. Send me money, send me money, send me money. How can I send you money when I don't have a job?
See, none of this has anything to do with why she's there. And she's just, she's deflecting.
And he's still trying to take care of me and Lucas by...
She's deflecting off on the ex-wife. The ex-wife's now the bad person. Okay, George can't be the bad person. All right, now the ex-wife's going to be the bad person.
Paying a bill here or there, getting some groceries. So he always had something on his mind, which is why, again, I got the puzzles and the bank to try to get him off of it so we don't have a drink, or he doesn't have a drink. So when you all see my phone, you can see all of the damage he has done to me and the videos of him smashing my television because he's belligerently drunk.
So I love the way she spins this because and it's probably something she's so used to doing that most of us don't even pick up on. But like she's spinning it to where she starts it out to where he's struggling, and I'm trying to help him, and it's all, I'm doing everything I can to help him, and then all of a sudden, but when he gets drunk, all the things he's done to me, all the things he's broken, now he's the bad guy.
Well, most of the time, I just don't want to be there. And I try to help him. I try to calm him down. Mm-hmm. Eventually, he just passes out.
Well, yesterday it sounded like you guys were just drinking like a glass or two. Like, yeah, you obviously had the bottle, but you told me on recording like that you were not drunk. He was not drunk. You guys were having a good time.
I can't get drunk. Number one, I do not want to get drunk. I don't like being non-compos mentis, having my wits about myself. I don't like feeling out of control. Mm-hmm. So
I'm just saying you're making it sound like he's a raging alcoholic today, and yesterday I was kind of asking you those questions and you're like a little defensive, like, no, we're not alcoholics.
I'm not.
We are not,
I'm not.
But you guys were both sober on Sunday, to your knowledge, because when I said you went and passed out, you were like, no, I didn't pass out. I just fell asleep. So now it's kind of like, what is it? Were you guys drinking and it got out of hand? And
okay, guys, remember right here, we're at the 11-minute mark of the interrogation, and she's claiming that she wasn't drinking a lot. She's not an alcoholic, raging alcoholic. She tries not to drink. She just has a little bit every now and then. 11-minute mark.
Oh, it got physical?
No.
Or is it?
Sunday was one of the better days that we have had in quite some time. He's dancing with my dog. You can see that too on the pictures, him loving the dog. He loves the dog and dancing around, having a good time.
Well, let's talk about Sunday. What was Sunday? How were you, like, how many glasses of wine did you have? How many glasses of wine did he have? The bottle was gone. I mean, I don't know if you poured any out. Yes.
No, that was from previous.
You said that there was a half bottle left over.
Yeah, about this much.
Mm-hmm. And then that you had went, well, I don't even know how'd you guys get the wine for Sunday?
I'm guessing he went to Publix. He's
Does he does he like leave the house and you stay home, or do you go to Publix? Like, because I know
Sometimes I'll go with him.
Okay. Did you go with him Sunday to Publix?
So most of the time what happens is, because the convenience store where we get cigarettes is here, and then Publix literally is cattywampus to it.
Okay.
So what he'll do is he'll start.
Why is she going into all this detail? We don't care how he commutes to Publix and gets this, or how he goes to the cigarettes and then what this has nothing to do with anything.
Where were you guys at on drunkenness, not drunkenness on Sunday? You told us you weren't drunk.
No, I was not drunk.
Right.
I was not drunk.
Again, 13-minute mark, she was not drunk.
So with him, I don't know. I know when it's like, oh, okay, man, where I have told him, slow down. It's starting to catch up with you. Slow down.
Really?
Slow down. And another thing too is I don't like listening to music with him because he gets too
Okay, now we're going to change the subject because we don't want to talk about Sarah and her drinking habit.
involved in the music, and the music that he listens to it was
You said it was a good day. Like, you guys didn't have any conversations about your relationship. You guys didn't go down like the rabbit hole, like had too many to drink, and you guys start getting.
Nope. When I tell you this,
it
made me so happy that he actually listened to what I had to say. With just, we'll get through it. This will be fine. It's a small hurdle that you and I together will get through, because
I'm talking about the money, jobs, daughters.
Yes.
Nothing relationship-wise, though. Like, no issues. Like, did you guys have a conversation about your relationship, or was it just about like
what's going on right now?
Got it.
I try to evoke it from him so he gets it off his chest, because I call him the volcano where eventually he's going to erupt.
Right.
And what he has learned in his classes is to communicate, which is a huge thing in a relationship, where he has been practicing communication. So he actually talks to me about things.
I love how she changes her tone right here. And she's very specific, and she's very, let me tell you, I know about this. You know, this is probably the way she is the majority of time was the majority of time with George. It's kind of a know-it-all kind of scenario.
And unburdens himself. Put it on me. I'll sit there and try and figure it out for you, like I have almost everything. Nobody knew George better than I did. I say that I knew George better than himself. And I tried in every way, shape, and form. Ask everyone. I helped him. I took care of him. I missed him a lot, and I didn't even sleep last night.
She can't even be.
Him a lot.
She can't even be remorseful about him without expressing how it's, how it's affected her. You know what I mean? Like, she can't even, instead of saying, I just miss him a lot, and leaving it at that, it's, I didn't even sleep last night.
Any chance it got to be too much for you and you couldn't handle taking care of him? And
I never stopped. I never stopped. That's what I'm here for. I never stopped. I'm here now because I'm still trying to help him.
Yeah, we just don't, it's unexplainable how he got these injuries, and
I have no idea.
You were the only one with him.
100% right hand to God. I have no idea how he got them. Nobody touched anybody. Nobody touched anybody.
Okay. You had mentioned that you would take photos, videos, kind of like a proof and just in general.
Yeah, I started documenting at one point, but that was way before, I think, the last time that he got arrested, where he was flying off the deep end. But then I had him bailed out. I got him out of jail.
Right.
But because he had violated the pretrial diversion, this time it's probation, so you don't have a choice in it. You have to go to see your probation officer. You have to go to these classes. It's court ordered. Where it took him a while to get used to it and understand, they're not messing around. I even went down and met his probation officer, which I say
Okay, the probation officer thing, I have something to say about that. Listen to how she explains how she and the probation officer had a discussion. She makes it seem like the probation officer was just officer was just so thankful that she was there. Thank God for Sarah. You know, she's the savior. Like, once again, Sarah's saving the day, right? But I almost wonder if it wasn't this probation officer would get on the phone with her and couldn't get off with the phone with her. And she praised her on the fact that she was trying to help him. I'm sure she did, or he did. Well, yeah, she said it's a she. But I just don't think it's all that Sarah makes it out to be, that, you know, this probation officer put Sarah up on a pedestal. Wouldn't it be awesome, you guys, if the probation officer ends up being one of the witnesses in the trial? Oh, that'll be awesome.
She's wonderful. That's one of my questions to anyone to talk to you about. Hugged me and said how much she knows that I take care of him. She called me personally one time when George was at work, when he was working. 42-minute phone call. She and I just saying how grateful she is that George has me. And she knows how hard I'm working to help him, just as she is and just as the classes will. So once he started actually going on a regular basis to the probation officer and then to his substance abuse class and his, I don't know what BIP stands for, Batterers Intervention Program, and actually listening to what it is everyone had to say, he changed. Like I could see a change in him. He would come home and be like, Sarah, I'm so sorry for what I've done to you. Because for a video that he watches to make him feel that way, where it's like, oh man.
Is anybody else rolling their eyes at this point?
I have done her wrong. But he's changed. He changed.
And that's why you're still with him, even though he's done all these things to you. And
when I tell you I love him, I love him.
Boone, when you love somebody, you have limits.
Everybody tells me that. All my neighbors don't tell me that. The office, property manager.
At some point, somebody gets enough, then they have to do something to defend themselves.
I would just flee. And I don't know if you would like to see on my phone, or I think it's actually on a laptop. I actually, because, and you have to understand too, I have, like, prior to classes in PO, kicked him out. How many times? I had him arrested. How many times?
But you also went down and bailed him
I
out
know.
the next day.
I know.
What's on your laptop?
What was I going to tell you? Oh, previously, I actually looked up how to file a restraining order.
Okay.
Because I would take him out, his parents, because of them constantly having to take him back in, his bags of clothes, all his stuff. The last time, the father came out and irate and just not even, I don't even know if he knew Lucas was in the car, just opened the back of my car and just started throwing all his crap in, just throwing it. Like the car would jostle, he was throwing all his stuff.
Yeah, because they knew that he shouldn't be with you. But they knew you guys were nothing but oil and water.
At that point, because I continually did it, not continually, I think I maybe did it 3 times, and he has nowhere else to go, they got fed up and said, nope, either you're staying there or you're staying here. But if you're staying here at their place, it's permanent. You're not going back over there anymore. So what happens is he pursues me. So it's not like I ever got like a break from him, where I told you all yesterday or whenever it was, I started to feel that it was too much togetherness. And when you have too much togetherness, friction happens.
Now, she's going to say this the whole thing about the break thing, but I think they can squash that in court, because there's so many times that she could have, you know, him not being allowed back at the house. She went back, and if you guys remember on all the different stuff that we've been looking at under his arrest record, she went back and did a no hostile contact request with the court at one point, because at first they said no contact with the victim whatsoever. They made him move out. Okay, that was done. But he wasn't supposed to be over at Sarah's, but she said, well, we still want to have contact though. So she did that herself. So I think, I don't know how much that'll hold up in court if it's ever brought up, but I do think it's a good point.
A little while ago.
Now you're talking about tension building up and that you need space. So have you been feeling that way lately, or?
No.
Okay.
No. Okay, my thing is too, so you all know, I hate that you can't talk to her, but Dee, his ex-wife, when I say a monster, she's a monster. Like she withholds their children from speaking to him. So he gets upset about that, and then she like completely berates him about money, about the father that he is, what he.
Do you guys catch all this? Every time the detective goes in to kind of say, okay, well, you've said all this, so you're saying it was a bowling point. Things were, every time the detective leans back into, okay, well, let's talk about why we're here, why you're here. What was the problem in y'all's relationship? Sarah's going to deflect it off onto something else. And it seems like several times here she's using the ex-wife.
He did to her, all this other stuff. It doesn't matter. I mean, mind you, this is not like been recent, but which is why he didn't even bother calling anymore, because he knows that she's going to answer and he's going to have to talk to her, so therefore he can't talk to his daughter.
What does she have to do though with anything about what happened Sunday and into Monday? Like,
no, I'm just saying like previously, why the incidents would happen is she plays a big part in it.
Okay. Since talking yesterday, do you remember any like timelines better? Like what time you guys were playing? What time he was zipped up in the luggage? What time you went upstairs?
We started because we cleaned the house a little bit, did some laundry.
You started the activities around 4, you said?
Yes, around 4:30ish, and then
you just said that it was dark when you were playing hide and seek, and I'm just curious if you remember.
But when we were outside, that's where we would start and talk about things, and then eventually I was the one that had him come inside, so we could.
About what time? Do you remember what time that was? Is what she's asking.
And you said you went up to bed around midnight, fell asleep around 12:30ish. But those are the only times I have. So I have 4 and I have midnight. So there's a big gap. So I'm just curious, like, if you recall when you went upstairs to hide in the shower, or
like when we started to play hide and seek.
Yeah.
Well, we went inside probably about, if I had to guess, we weren't out there too long. Maybe about 6-ish. Then
you're talking about from hanging out outside and like. Okay.
Well, we have 2 beach chairs that are out there. And just enjoy the weather.
Gotcha.
Plus, it started to get dark and gnats and mosquitoes.
Yeah.
So let's go inside. I don't want to be out here anymore.
Okay.
All right, let's go. So we're doing whatever. We did it for a while because that puzzle, I don't know if they took it or they saw it. Worked on the puzzle again, finished it, started to paint. Well, started listening to music for a little bit. Started to paint. Can we turn the music off? No problem. Start at the top, paint, whatever. Maybe, gosh, that puzzle, we worked on that for probably a good hour and a half. So 8 o'clock-ish
is when you went to hide upstairs.
See, this is the problem I'm having. I'm writing down exactly what she said is going on here. And she says he goes to the store, which will have a timestamp from the receipt for that, which we haven't seen that yet. But they're outside. She says approximately about 4 o'clock. Maybe they were just outside talking. Then she says at 6 o'clock is when they came inside. That's when they started doing the puzzles. So they started that all late. So there's a lot missing here. I don't know what they were doing outside, unless they were just kind of hanging out and talking. But if they come in at 6 o'clock and start doing puzzles and artworks and all that, the way I look at this is they start drinking at 4 o'clock, right? I mean, you got to look at it that way. They start drinking at 4 o'clock. Yeah, by 11, she'd be just way schnockered. All right, let's keep going. I'm confused by her timeline because it seems to be messing up a bit, but.
Originally?
No, that's when we were like painting. So then it's like, okay, well, I don't want to paint anymore. Let's just, come on. Okay, you want to play hide and seek? What he does is, okay, tag, you're it. So it's like, okay, we know. Okay, take off. That's what we did.
And then you went upstairs, and then he didn't come up, and you came down, and the suitcase was there originally because you guys were planning to do donations, so it was already there. Have you guys ever played you said you played hide and seek like probably 3 times in your relationship? When you have played, have you ever zipped him up in a suitcase prior?
No.
Okay. So it was just kind of like that prop was there, and it was there, and it was in play because.
Why do you say it like that, though?
I would never do that.
You would never zip them up in a suitcase?
Well,
I mean, we were playing.
No, I know,
that
but
time,
I'm saying, I'm talking about hide and seek, which is a game, so.
The suitcase originally is in our closet, buried all the way to the back. If you, I know the CSI people saw our closet. Our closet needs to be cleaned out really bad. My son's clothes need to be cleaned out really bad because they don't fit him anymore, and I'm tired of looking at them. So he took it upon himself, including that suitcase, to take it downstairs so we can get all of our clothes, our donations and everything, and just leave the whole thing by the clothing and shoe thing at my son's school.
Gotcha. No, I'm just asking, in the past, like, have you ever zipped him up in anything, jokingly or not? But obviously,
No.
I understand, you know, you're claiming that Sunday it was a joking matter. You were laughing, he was laughing. But what I'm just asking is, in the past, like, is it something that you guys normally do?
Absolutely not.
Okay.
We were actually this last game running out of places to hide because we have a townhome where it's upstairs or downstairs. So.
Okay, so do you remember making any videos or maybe having any any photos, videos that you remember doing on your phone on Sunday?
No.
No?
I think I took a picture of a dog.
Okay. But your phone is password protected, you have the password, he has the facial recognition, so it's not like someone else could be on your phone.
No, I have both.
But you have the face and the password?
Yes.
Yeah, but he only has the face, correct?
No.
To be able to get onto your phone, you told me that he looks at the phone.
Oh, I misunderstood. I thought you were asking me if I did. Yes, it's me.
Okay. Does he have access to your phone? Because you said it's your phone. Okay, how does he have access?
Sarah, can I borrow your phone? Yeah, it's right there on the kitchen counter.
Okay, but how does he get into it? Because it's password protected.
He'll come and get it to me, and I'll just do the face thing. Where sometimes too, like look, he'll joke with me and say, okay, I need to borrow your phone. And he'll hold it while I'm cooking or doing something, do the facial recognition.
This is so weird. She says in one part that they shared the phone, right? She said that, I think, in another interview. And here she's saying it again. But if they shared the phone, why couldn't they both just open the phone whenever they wanted to open it? Why did she have it password protected where he didn't even have the password to it? That is odd. But that is a control tactic too, though.
Okay, so he doesn't know the password and he doesn't have the facial recognition.
No.
But he is the only other person that would use your phone, I'm assuming, other than...
Lucas.
Right. But Lucas wasn't there Sunday. Right. So, to your recollection, no videos on Sunday?
Not that I'm aware of.
Okay.
I mean, I maybe took a picture of them, the two of Tess and
the dogs,
and George and them dancing, but I mean, it's just Tess.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So I have something that I want to show you that we found, and it was from your phone.
Mm-hmm.
She doesn't even seem worried about it. Like she's, I think up until this point, she does not realize she's recorded this. Again, she was blackout drunk. I think that unless you know, if you have ever experienced a blackout drunk, you don't realize how these people do when they get this way. This is probably, I find it odd to think that it's normal, but I guess it is normal for them.
You see it?
If you need to move it around, go ahead.
No, I don't remember that.
For everything you've done to me. For everything you've done to me.
Your battery's about to die.
I have a hard time with this piece right here.
No, I don't remember that.
For everything you've done to me. For everything you've done to me.
Your battery's about to die.
Shut it down.
She doesn't even seem fazed by it. Why isn't she fazed by that video? Because in her mind, she still thinks it's okay. It's okay the way she is him being in the suitcase, wanting to get out, and her sitting there videotaping it and saying, "Yeah,
I would not do that.
You wouldn't zip somebody in a suitcase?
Well, I didn't like completely lock it. I mean, I opened it with one finger. I left enough in there for him to get out.
Okay.
And I wasn't planning on going upstairs and going to sleep.
Okay. No, it's just the way you said it.
You guys are scaring me.
Why?
Well, we just want you to watch this.
So this is like 32 minutes in, and she's just now realizing that she's a suspect. I think she's just now getting to her.
This came from your phone. Don't you want to know what's on it?
Yes, please. Do I have to watch this? I continuously throw up. I don't sleep. I don't want to see it, if that's okay.
Well, it's on your phone, and you can either explain it or we take it for what it is.
Yeah. We're just trying to give you the opportunity to tell us what's going on. That's it.
I think it's crazy she wouldn't want to see it.
It's that long?
2 minutes.
I think she just didn't want to watch it in front of them. She definitely probably wanted to see it.
For everything you've done to me. For everything you've done to me. Fuck you.
And this
Fuck
is,
you.
that's you, your voice.
Stupid. Sarah. That's my name. Don't wear it up. I can't fucking breathe, man. Terrific. Yeah, that's when you do and you choke me. Sarah. Sarah.
I don't want to watch it, please. Okay.
Last time we talked to you, you had said that you put him in the suitcase, he had 2 fingers hanging out. And you
I
went
flipped
to
him
that.
over.
Okay, when she said, I don't want to watch it, a normal person probably would have cried right here because the person that they loved, the person that they had that long relationship with is gone now. And they're listening to the last words that this person had. And it would probably be a major tearjerker for anybody who had any emotions involved in this. And yet she just says, I don't want to watch it.
Sarah. I don't want to watch it, please. Okay.
Last time we talked to you, you had said that you put him in the suitcase, he had 2 fingers hanging out. And you
I
went
flipped
to
him
that.
over. I flipped him over, and that's where it was.
There's 2 different videos and a still picture where, yeah, it shows you flipping him in different positions and him saying that he can't breathe and you saying, fuck
So
you.
this is upside down. So in order for him to have gotten into it,
It was flipped up.
right, it was flipped up normal.
Yes.
Like as if you're packing something. So this is upside down.
Guys, this is killing me right now.
So this image is upside down, and then this small video that occurred 11 minutes later, it's flipped over the other way,
11 minutes.
closer to your dining room table.
Okay.
Now he's obviously still in there. So he didn't, how did it go from the back to the front?
I flipped it.
Okay.
My plan was not to go upstairs and go to sleep,
Well, that's what you did.
Yeah.
but not intentional.
No, you told me you went upstairs because
What?
you were
Stop
getting
here.
ready for bed.
Stopped here.
Okay, but
Where's here?
show me where you can see any fingers coming out, because there's the end.
It's, and his head's right here.
Mm-hmm.
So going like this, rather than going all the way up, it's like this.
But why is he saying I can't breathe, and why is he pushing on it as if he can't get out?
And it doesn't show a hole.
There's no hole. There's no fingers. I don't see his fingers. There's no hole.
Okay, I want to do something really quick. I want to watch something. She just pointed to the video and said his head was right here. So his head is right there where the handle is. So his upper body is on the opposite side of where the zipper would have been left open, supposedly, not right here. So she's saying when I zipped it around on the other side by where his knees would have been, that's where, I guess his knees, or she had left some open. But what I kept saying is, I think that the reason he couldn't get out is because he couldn't maneuver his hand to get down there to open it. He was tucked so tight in that suitcase. And we don't know where his hands were, but his hands obviously were not down there in the bottom area where probably his feet would have been, where the opening would have been left for her to, like she said.
I don't know what you want me to tell you. Like, I don't know, like, what you want me to tell you.
I'm just telling you what we see and what we've heard from the other video.
I understand.
He's begging for you to let him out. You're laughing in the beginning, and then in the end, it sounds kind of like
no, it's not malicious.
Well, saying fuck you.
It's not malicious.
Then what is that?
What does fuck you mean to you?
Well,
like if I were to tell my
like he does. Like, I get called everything but a white woman, so.
Okay.
My intention was not to leave him in there. Please understand that. My intention was not to leave him in there.
But you went upstairs thinking that he could get himself out, but the video shows
That's what I told you.
And I see his fingers.
He'll be up here any minute.
And then 30 minutes later, he didn't show.
And he's telling you
and I
he
didn't
can't
wake
breathe.
up.
Do you think he's joking? You told me he was laughing, and
we were before.
The video, there's no.
When we first got in there, both of us were.
So how long was he in there for? Like, this video is at 11:12 when it starts, so was he in there for like a long time prior to recording this?
No.
So it goes from funny to no longer funny, but you're the only one laughing.
But I didn't think that he was like panicky. Like
So pushing up on a suitcase saying, Sarah, 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 I can't breathe.
George has done that in the past before too, where it's just like he thinks that he's woe is me kind of thing, where it's like
he's never been locked in a suitcase. That's where he couldn't get out. So
it's kind of, I thought it was the boy
the oxygen
crying wolf kind of thing.
Okay.
And again, my plan.
But nowhere in there is he laughing, is he joking. He is begging. And you're the only one laughing.
Okay.
And you're the only one saying derogatory comments, like you're mad.
No. Please don't, I don't mean to sound negative, and I don't know if I can say this, but like, it's like you guys are kind of trying to like feed me. Like,
no, I'm just trying to show you a video that you no longer want to watch because you probably don't want to know the outcome of how and what you said.
Well, I know what.
You know what's on that video now?
No.
You remember making that video?
No.
Why don't you remember making the video?
Probably because we had been drinking.
But you weren't drunk.
No. Just because I went upstairs and
38 minutes in, because we were drinking.
Just because you're drunk doesn't mean that you.
Times that you were not drunk. You said that you had your wits about you. You said he had his wits about you.
Mm-hmm.
You said that you don't like not having your wits. In my experience, if somebody cannot remember doing something to the extent of making 2 videos and taking a photo, they are intoxicated.
Okay. I understand where you all are coming from.
Well, we're just trying to make sense of it. We're trying to figure out what you're saying.
We're trying to figure out this video.
You explain it to us. We're listening.
I just did. Like, we were playing, and then, like, I thought it was, my plan was not to go upstairs and go to sleep. My plan was not to, he'll be up here any minute.
But you willingly went upstairs and went to sleep. No one forced you to go upstairs and get
My
ready
plan
for
wasn't
bed.
also to leave him in the suitcase.
So why didn't you take him out?
Because I went upstairs, and then I fell asleep.
But why didn't you consciously think, he's asking to come out, he
I
can't
didn't do it intentionally.
What do you think is going to happen if you leave somebody in a confined space like that?
Well, I thought by not zipping it up all the way, it would be okay. My plan was not to leave him in the
And what was
suitcase.
your plan?
Waiting for him to come upstairs.
And then when he did it?
I fell asleep.
You said you were up there 30 minutes. After 30 minutes, somebody not coming up.
Knowing that that the last time you saw him was in the suitcase, 30 minutes later, you're like, maybe I should go check on him? Maybe I shouldn't?
No.
Well, that didn't cross your mind because it didn't happen.
That's like an assumption. Like, that's what you all are thinking. Just.
We're asking.
It's the whole.
You tell us.
It's the drinking.
40 minutes in. Now we're going back to it. Now it's the alcohol.
That's what it is. It's the drinking. I thought it was like, I thought he was okay. Like, I didn't, You all,
telling you he's not. He's telling you, Sarah, I can't breathe. He's saying your name and you're like, that's my name, don't wear it out.
guys, that's how we are with each other. Like, nobody understands our relationship.
Okay, this is interesting because just this weekend I finally finished watching the Lacey Peterson documentary on Netflix, the newest one. I noticed while Scott was being interviewed by one of the media personnel, first of all, he said the same thing several times, like over and over again. But one thing he said is nobody understands our relationship, because when he said that she knew that he was cheating on her and they questioned him on that, he goes, well, nobody understands our relationship. She said the same thing.
We're asking.
It's the whole.
You tell us.
It's the drinking. That's what it is. It's the drinking. I thought it was like, I thought he was okay. Like, I didn't, he's
telling you he's not. He's telling you, Sarah, I can't breathe. He's saying your name and you're like, that's my name, don't wear it out.
Guys, that's how we are with each other. Like, nobody understands our relationship. The whole suitcase thing never happened before. I mean, that was not my intention.
Well,
y'all don't have any idea what I've done for him.
But by your acts, and that's exactly right. You get to the point where you've done so much for somebody and they don't show you any appreciation.
He did.
Not by your words in the video. I don't get that.
He did.
Because you bring up the fact that when he's choking you, you can't breathe. That's how you felt when he cheated on you. You couldn't breathe. And you verbally several times told him just fuck you.
Well, you said it in the video, but you won't let us play the rest of it because you don't want to.
When I say cheating, it's on his phone.
Okay. Cheating is cheating.
Okay, now he has a cell phone. And when I caught this, when she said this, I thought, okay, she calls that where he's talking to other women. She probably would get mad if he talked to the ex-wife about the kids. Think about it. The way she is, she probably was jealous about his kids. She was probably jealous about his relationship with his brother. I mean, she's just that way, you know? She comes across to me as that way. But when she mentions this about he was cheating on his phone, I thought, okay, wait a minute. He had a phone? Now he has a phone? I think at one point he had a phone. I would bet you money the reason he no longer has a phone is because Sarah got on him so much about, maybe she was paying the bill. I don't know. But maybe she got onto him so much about him cheating or whatever that it ended up to where he was like, fuck it, I don't even, you know. Or was her money coming in from Brian paying the phone bill and she decided, no, I'm taking this phone away from you. You know, that might be something else that comes up in the evidence under her account for, I think she had AT&T, so she had, see if he ever had a phone line with her or if she had a second line for him.
I think so too.
Exactly.
It's your definition of cheating, though. So, I mean, that's what the word cheat means.
And that's what you told him in the video. That I couldn't breathe when you cheated on me.
No.
That's how I felt when he said, Sarah, I can't breathe. And you told him,
I don't know what you. This is.
What would you say if somebody told you that they had done this?
Done what?
You set somebody in a suitcase and went up and went to bed.
Do you all not think? So you all think that it's like, oh, good, I got him in there. Now I'm going to go to sleep. Is that what you guys are trying to assume, or trying to like?
Or just the video is very portraying of the opposite of what you told us.
No.
It is not leading up. It is not matching what statement you gave us in the car.
So,
and that's why we want to know.
And I don't remember doing those.
The injuries are not consistent with what you told us. So we have a lot of inconsistencies, and this video explains itself. It really, truly does.
You don't think that I have thought about that?
Thought about the video or thought about...
But no, again, if you don't mind, please. So you all are assuming that it's like, oh, good, I got him in there. Now I'm going to go to sleep.
But you don't think I thought about that. What was she meaning when she said that? Because she wasn't talking about the video.
I've done this.
Done what?
You set somebody in a suitcase and went up and went to bed.
Do you all not think, so you all think that it's like, oh, good, I got him in there, now I'm going to go to sleep? Is that what you guys are trying to assume? Or trying to, like...
We're just, the video is very portraying of the opposite of what you told us.
No.
It is not leading up, it is not matching what statement you gave us in the car.
So,
and that's why we want to know.
And I don't remember doing those.
The injuries are not consistent with what you told us. So we have a lot of inconsistencies, and this video explains itself. It really, truly does.
You don't think that I have thought about that?
Thought about the video or thought about...
But no, again, if you don't mind, please. So you all are assuming that it's like, oh, good, I got him in there, now I'm going to go to sleep? Is that what you all are assuming?
Well, it's not an assumption when that's what you told us, so that happened.
That's what happened.
And the video...
Yeah,
I mean...
But I'm not going to say...
You thought he could get out on his...
Yes.
But the video shows that he cannot get out on his own.
But when I unzipped it with one finger.
From the outside.
But it had the hole in it.
And you're claiming that it had a paper clip, so that's what assisted you in doing it.
No.
And here, I don't think she ever mentions that he could stick his feet. The other interview, she said something about him sticking his fingers through the hole. It sounded like she said that. But here she doesn't say that. She never saw him stick his fingers through the hole.
Oh,
what you told us.
When I had my sweatshirt, I said I thought it had a paper clip on it. It's got...
But the zipper part is broken. That
yes, which is why we were going to zip it.
Yeah.
I just...
You were able to unzip it from the outside very easily, because that's the way they're designed.
But you could on the inside, too. I don't know how...
Well, why wouldn't he have gotten himself out if he could?
I don't know. Like, I don't know if you saw, like, where the hole was. I don't know.
I didn't see a hole.
No,
I didn't see no fingers
You're the
sticking
only
out.
one that's what I'm saying. Like, he's in one position, and where his head would be, we should be able to see fingers. And then when it's flipped over onto this right side, again, his head is closer to us facing the video, so we should be able to see fingers, and we don't see anything. We see no movement of him trying to unzip it or physically unzipping it. All we see is pushing up, trying to push out of it.
Please do not assume.
I'm not assuming. I haven't assumed anything. I follow evidence.
But my intention was not, again, oh, good, I got him in there. Now I'm just going to go to sleep.
What do you think someone that knows nothing about this or hears just a little bit like, oh, they were playing around in a suitcase
and then
watches
probably
that
went
video.
to sleep. That's what happened.
But you let him out before. I mean, you put him in, so why didn't you take him out?
Because I was upstairs and I fell asleep.
No, before you went upstairs. You like consciously had to walk upstairs. I mean, you obviously remember going to bed because you were able to give me a time frame on that. And you specifically told me that you went upstairs.
My intention is not for this to happen. I am sick about it. I've never done anything like this before in the past. I am sick, especially with that. I thought I couldn't sleep last night.
Oh, God.
I don't know.
Well, here's the thing. You tell us the last night, you vividly remember this when you told us last night that he was laughing, you were laughing, you put him in the suitcase, he has two fingers sticking out, and you go to bed. Now we see something totally different, and it actually shows you upset and, again, using derogatory terms to him when he's begging for his life to get out of that suitcase.
So but my thing
you
is
say we're assuming, we're not assuming,
but
we're
the
telling you
fingers,
what's on there.
so it just happened to be that whenever I was videotaping or doing whatever else it was, just happened to not have that in it.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
And you also, in the video, you can't see any holes. There's nowhere in that where the zipper separates and you can see a hole. If there's a hole, he's pushing on it, begging you to get out. We should probably see that hole.
He essentially would have been able to get out.
Huh.
Alcohol.
Based off what you're telling us, he should have been able to get out.
Now
but the
it's
video shows him attempting to get out, begging to get out, and he can't.
So there again, she knows she's done. She knows she's done. And once again, 46-minute mark, she's bringing up alcohol.
So that's just what we're trying to figure out. I don't know if maybe you had too much to drink, you zipped it up all the way, and then,
I did not zip it up all the way.
Okay, well.
I did not zip it up all the way.
How would she remember that? How would she remember she didn't zip it up all the way if she doesn't remember taking the video? See, you can't have it both ways. And I think that's what the prosecution is going to end up pointing out.
This is horrific, okay? Horrific.
It is terrible.
Yeah, so
Horrific. I don't think I'll ever be right because of this. Ever be right.
Girl, you weren't
dealing
right
with everything else that I have in my life, personally. And then this.
Okay.
True narcissistic, going back to how she's her life. It's all about her.
Whom I loved.
Who I can't even cry over.
It was not intentional. I will put my hand on the Bible. It was not intentional.
And again, guys, I don't think it was intentional. I've said that from day one. I don't think it was intentional. I think she was drunk. I think she did it thinking that he could get out, and she went to bed. But the problem is that she kept pushing the limits with him, with the way that she treated him, with the way that she would, God, she was so conniving with him, and she was so mean to him. We saw it. We saw it, how she would call the cops on him. She'd be all happy when the cops would get there because they're going to take him away. Oh, no, don't take him away. It's the oddest thing I've ever seen in my life. It's just so strange.
I would not do that to him nor anyone else.
But you did.
She likes the drama.
Not intentional.
You intentionally went up to bed.
I didn't intentionally go to bed because I'm thinking, okay, good, he can get out.
How did you not intentionally go to bed? You said you went upstairs and got into bed. That's intentionally going to bed.
Waiting for him.
Going to sleep.
Right.
So you go to
but
bed
obviously
to do
you
what?
can tell too that, like, I've been
You go to
drinking
bed
also.
to do what? Okay.
48-minute mark, she brings up drink. She admits
You
it.
kept telling us, hey, I wasn't intoxicated. I wasn't this. I wasn't that.
Being drunk and intoxicated, which, yes, you can tell that I had been drinking, but.
Okay. So if you weren't intoxicated, then why would you ever leave somebody in a suitcase that's begging to get out, that's telling you they can't breathe?
If I hadn't been drinking, you still think it would be the same thing? Where it's like, hop in, I'm going to go to sleep.
So this could have been a 45-minute interrogation. All in all, if she just said, guys, I was drunk. I don't remember. And I woke up and I remembered that he was in the suitcase still. Vaguely, like I had a vague memory of him getting in the suitcase. And that was it. If she had kept her mouth shut, she might have had a better defense at this point.
I didn't mean to leave him there. That's what I'm trying to tell you.
You got up and walked away. How is that not intentionally leaving him there?
Because I'm looking at the hole, knowing that it's there. He'll get out and no home. Because you don't.
And then he doesn't, but you don't go check on him. You say you're up for 30 minutes and he doesn't come up. You don't go down and check on him?
I'm in the bed.
You even moved.
And
you admit to moving the suitcase like over. So
you roll it.
You roll it out. Like, it's not like.
I didn't want it to be like that. Don't.
You didn't want him to be upside down. How do
you didn't want to what? Okay.
You even moved.
And don't
you admit to moving the suitcase like over. So
you roll it.
You roll it out. Like, it's not like.
I didn't want it to be like that.
I think she doesn't even remember it. She does not even remember it. And she's like, well, you can't make the excuse. This was what I was thinking when I did it. And this is what happened. And then also go back to, well, yeah, but, I don't remember. Like, it just doesn't. It doesn't. And even though she's been trying, I'm sure she's been trying to remember since this occurred.
Don't.
You didn't want him to be upside down. How do you even get upside down?
Right. You guys are killing me right now.
I just want you to hear.
That's how he talks to me most of the time.
Okay.
What's your reasoning for not calling 911 sooner?
Because I didn't know what to do and how horrific it was. I called Ryan, and 5 minutes later I called you guys? Not even 5 minutes. Nonetheless, I had to I was trying to do CPR. I had to get him out and try to do CPR and then called you guys.
She was just visualizing getting him out of the suitcase when she did that. She pulled her hands up.
And it was continually doing CPR with the dispatch on the phone, where he had me count out loud to help me focus on what I was doing.
So when he asked to be let out, like, what's your reasoning for not letting him out?
When I was upstairs?
No, when he's asking on the video, he asked multiple times. He asked to be let out. I can't breathe. What? Like, why didn't you let him out?
Well, number one, I had no idea it was going to end like that.
Okay.
Number one.
Okay.
Number two, just, you know what? I'll give you 5 minutes or so there. I'll give you 5 minutes or so.
5 minutes for what?
Well, based off the video, one video is at 11:12 and the next one's at 11:23. So you actually gave him at least 11 minutes per video recording. So my thing is, when it stopped, he asked multiple times. I mean, why? Why did you not let him out? It's just a simple question.
To be honest with you, I mean,
don't
Were you punishing him?
No.
Yes.
Well, that's what you're saying
Yes.
in the video.
You know, you think about the 11 minutes in between those two videos. That's time for her to go smoke a cigarette, get another drink.
This is what you got. This is what you make me feel like.
See, and then it's all backfired on me. Like, it's all backfired on me. And I understand the severity of this.
You did.
It's awful, I know.
Okay.
And I will tell you both this right now, too. I will never drink alcohol again.
Okay.
Like, I will never drink alcohol again. I don't care what it is in any way, shape, or form.
No, you won't, because you're going to be in jail. But you don't know that yet. But they're going to make sure that if you do get any, it's going to be hooch that you get in jail. It's going to be fake alcohol.
But let's get back to this. What was the reason for leaving him when he's begging to be let out? I don't understand that.
What I have a feeling was, and again, it's the whole time frame thing. You all.
I'm not asking you a time frame. I don't care about a time frame. He's in the bag saying, my God. And you say, fuck you.
For the whole few minutes that he was in there,
minimum 11. But yes, go ahead.
When he's begging for his life, telling you he can't breathe, let me out, and you say, fuck you, why don't you just let him out? What are you trying to prove to him? There was obviously something in your head that you were thinking of when he was asking to be let out, and you're like,
again, it's the boy calling wolf.
Okay, but where does this game end? You say this is a game, you got somebody in there.
Obviously, the wrong way.
So what was your intention for leaving him in there?
And it's not fair. It is not fair. You guys are trying to, again, he's in there. Night, night.
That's what happened.
No.
That's absolutely what happened.
Intentionally.
How's it not? You got up off the couch, walked up a flight of stairs, and got in your bed.
Thinking he was going to get out.
And he didn't, and you still didn't go down and check on him.
And it's the whole 30-minute thing that you guys are trying to do.
Care about
whatever. It's for all I know, it's 10 minutes.
He's begging for his life, telling you he can't breathe.
I don't know what you want me to tell you. I don't.
Okay, so there are several stages of suffocation. Okay, so physical asphyxia happens when a force or object keeps you from breathing. This type of asphyxia is different from chemical asphyxia, where a chemical keeps oxygen from reaching your cells. There are several types of physical asphyxia: compressive, traumatic, positional. Oh, look at this. If the position of your body obstructs your breathing, that's called positional asphyxiation. The most common reason this happens is if someone isn't strong enough to move when their breathing is blocked. A type of physical asphyxia is a traumatic asphyxia, is similar to compression of asphyxia, but it tends to happen quickly with a strong force. We know that wasn't it. Compression is when an outside force keeps you from expanding your chest to breathe. This is the one he died of. Your lungs are crushed and can't take in air. This can happen from a crowd of people pressing against your body or a person's weight on your chest. It does say that compression asphyxia can be fatal within 2 to 3 minutes if the blockage is complete. A person can lose consciousness in about 1 or 2 minutes due to the compression asphyxia, and permanent brain damage can occur within 4 minutes without breathing. However, if the lack of oxygen only lasts a few seconds after the person loses consciousness, they may regain consciousness on their own. So it gives some examples like that a highway robber was able to survive for 30 minutes while carrying a 350 pounds on his chest, but a woman died after 15 minutes under an estimated of 700 pounds. So it's different, I guess, in everybody's body. But 15 to 30 minutes, when you think about it like that, 15 to 30 minutes that because he started realizing something was wrong when she started taking that videotape. Like at first, okay, probably not a big deal. But then when he's starting to feel his body changing or whatever, that's when he's starting to beg her. He could have stopped talking, and she probably thought he was passed out. So she's like, I'm going to go pass out. I'm going to go to bed, but I'm going to go get in the bed upstairs.
But you can't tell us why you left him in there and went upstairs. That's my only issue. Like, what am I supposed to write? What do I write?
So my thing is, though, it's what I have a feeling is I went upstairs and just hit the bed kind of thing. But again, I'm thinking he'll be up here in a minute. But then I go out.
But my question is, why didn't you just let him out prior to going up?
I don't know why.
He's begging to be let out. He's not laughing. He's not having fun. You said this was supposed to be fun. You were laughing before. Before you said he was laughing, you were laughing, you went upstairs, he had his fingers out of the bag and he was playing. Well, obviously that's not the case.
So are you guys, so what is it you're trying to, like?
We're just trying to figure out why.
Why? What?
Why?
What was the motivation for leaving him in the bag?
Why he was left in the bag? Why did
I didn't have any motivation. It was me, he and I having a great day, fooling around. What?
Why?
What was the motivation for leaving him in the bag?
Why he was left in the bag? Why did
I didn't have any motivation.
And see, that was just it. She never had any motivation for any of the way that she acted towards him. She enjoyed the fight. I think when she got drunk, she was a mean drunk. And when she was the mean drunk, she would start fights. And when she'd start the fights, whatever happens, happens. It was just game on. They want to know a reason. They want, you know, just like I guess we do. Why would you do that? She doesn't have an answer. She was drunk. She was drunk. She passed out. She probably didn't mean to do it. It happened. But again, that's why we're looking at the charges that we're looking at. We're not looking at what did we say? First degree murder? We're looking at manslaughter. We're not looking at first degree murder. We're looking at manslaughter. And that's why. Because of it, her actions caused his death, but it wasn't premeditated.
Going to sleep, where it's like, I'm tired now, I'm going to go to sleep.
That's excluding, you know, it's a good analogy for the day, excluding the fact that he's got a bump on the back of his head, a bump on the front of his head, and his lip is busted, and he has a bump on his eye. I mean,
I don't know what you all want me to tell you. I'm blaming it on the wine.
Blaming it on the wine?
It's not fair that you guys keep trying to say that that's what I did.
But you did.
I don't know what to tell you.
You told us that. You didn't go upstairs?
Again, there was a hole in a suitcase. I unzipped it from the hole with one finger.
Well, the damn hole didn't do him no good, did it?
But he could push it open.
No, he couldn't. The video shows him pushing up. If he could push it open, why wouldn't he have gotten out himself? Why would he beg you to open it?
Okay.
I tell you, he can't breathe.
Okay.
If someone can do something for themselves, they're going to do it. They don't need assistance unless they need assistance.
So, but why would he start doing it?
Because he couldn't, because it was all the way zipped.
Okay.
Didn't see it.
It wasn't. I intentionally didn't do it. That I intentionally did not do.
What's that? You didn't intentionally do what?
Zip it all the way. He nor I.
Okay, intentionally. So did she just admit to zipping it up all the way? I intentionally did not mean to not zip it, or I did. Wait, what did she just say?
Do it. They don't need assistance unless they need assistance.
So, but why would he start doing it?
Because he couldn't, because it was all the way zipped.
Okay.
Didn't see it.
It wasn't. I intentionally didn't do it. That I intentionally did not do.
What's that? You didn't intentionally do what?
Zip it all the way.
So now she's saying, okay, well, if I did, zip it up all the way, then I didn't mean to. It wasn't intentional. Okay.
He nor I.
Well, he's dead as a result
Lay
of your
hands
action.
on each other.
He is dead as a result of
I
your
understand
action.
that.
So,
That's why
You two didn't lay hands on each other.
No. No. I don't have anything.
You're right.
He doesn't. Whatever that is, whatever it
He
is.
does.
See, this is.
She just walked right into that one. He's like, yeah, you're right. You have no wounds on you. But however, the victim has a ton. I think the suitcase was upstairs next to the closet. I think the plan was to have it was pulled out because they were going to be putting clothes in it. Him being pushed down those steps with the suitcase contributed to his death. I don't know if they necessarily said that yet, but I'm wondering if that's what the inmate's going to say. But the fact that there are wounds there shows that, again, goes towards it being a malicious act. Goes towards showing she meant harm to him. I don't know. I'm kind of thinking out loud. So if I don't I don't know what you guys, I'm just kind of like playing this out in my head as I'm listening to this and thinking, what? I'm probably going to cut half this out. I've got to get away from this case. I need a break from Sarah Boone.
This is what happens. It's not fair that you guys, just because he has those, automatically blame it on me. Like,
well, what about when
you were the only one there?
you had your injuries and he gets arrested? Is that not fair?
Really? Like, really?
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 He has injuries.
Really?
You have injuries. Like, what does that mean?
I don't have any injuries.
Correct.
Because
So
he and I have not been at it with one another.
So every time that you guys fight, you both hit each other? So you should have probably gone to jail all those times that he went to jail for domestic?
Well, the one time I did. But he completely trashed the police report. Because that's nothing what happened. Because the reason why I got taken in was because my story was different than his. So
I think that he completely trashed the police report because, wait, what? You guys, the one video that we have where she comes running out the house to greet the police, right? She in no way, shape, or form was being held against her will in that situation. And I guarantee you they're going to play that in court and say, look, this isn't the battered spouse that everybody makes it out to be. There's just no way. There's no way.
Domestic? Oh, the one time I did. But he completely trashed the police report.
That's bullshit. He didn't. We've seen the police report. They refused. We went over the police reports already, you guys. Maybe I haven't put them up yet. I gotta remember. Did I put them up yet? I've been working on a video. If I had, I'm trying to remember if I put this up yet or not. I know I started, it might be one of the projects I'm working on if I haven't put it up yet, but going through the police reports and all the times that he refused to say anything about what she did to him. The last 2 times that he was arrested, he finally did say, you know, I didn't want to call the cops on her. She hits on me and I don't want to call the cops on her. But he never went after her. He never stated anything horrible. And then the one time that she was arrested, they both refused to testify against each other.
Because that's nothing what happened. Because the reason why I got taken in was because my story was different than his. So I'm being portrayed as like this abuser.
The white dragon.
We're not saying that he doesn't abuse you.
Absolutely.
We're not saying.
So I'm the one that's being portrayed as the abuser.
Yeah, pretty much.
Because
I have never dealt with anything like this before. I don't know what to do, how to do it. And I always know what to do and how to do it. This, I don't know. So I don't know, like, what's going on or, like...
We are simply trying to find out as well. Again, we got one side of the story. You're telling us, we're going with what you're saying, but then we find stuff that negates what you're telling us.
And I don't even remember doing that.
Okay. You're telling us that we're assuming stuff, but what we're simply doing is telling you what we saw in the video and repeating what you told us.
I understand. Because I don't remember that.
Okay. Doesn't mean it didn't happen just because you don't remember it.
So is the texting thing something about me? Like what's
the what? Texting? Oh no, I'm texting.
No,
you guys are scaring me, so like I don't know like what to expect. I mean, I have questions of things that need to be taken care of. Like I don't. What are your questions?
I have one last question. You realize you're the person that killed him, right?
I thought about that.
Okay, you left him in a bag when he's begging you, saying, "I can't breathe. Let me out." And you said, "Fuck you." And you got up off the couch and went upstairs and left him in that bag.
Not intentionally.
Again,
I would never do that to George.
You did.
Not intentionally. Know that.
I don't.
Know that.
You got up and you went up to bed.
Alcohol is a shitty thing.
104.
It's alcohol.
104 mark. We're going back to alcohol. At least she admits it at this point.
So
not again
the reason that you killed him?
You all?
Please sit down.
Listen to me.
Please sit down.
You all listen. I did not intentionally kill him.
So your intention.
I don't know what it is I need to do or how to do it or what to say or how to say it.
But what was your intention?
I don't know how to manipulate myself out of this one. I'm just going to tell you right now. I've never been in this position before, never killed anybody. So usually I can just manipulate myself out of it. Somebody else, deflect. And right now I don't know how to do it. I can't stop moving now. I'm rubbing my legs. I'm standing up. I can't believe this.
Everyone knows everything that I've done for George and love him and continuously helped him throughout his life with me
now.
And made him a happier, better person.
And everybody has their limits.
Everyone knows that.
Everybody has their limits.
So it's like, okay, so while we're in a good place right now, I'm going to snap? Is that what it, while we're in a good place right now?
You did. Yes. Absolutely. I got you on video screaming, "Fuck you."
This is what it feels like when you're choking me. This is what it feels like.
Which was however long ago. You said.
The videos was from last night.
Clearly.
So it wasn't that. Yeah.
There's still feelings towards it. You wouldn't say it if you didn't feel it.
That was interesting that she said that, which was however long ago. That was the one thing I kept trying to figure out is why did they go so long? They went through a period to where from up until his death. So let's see. I remember the police reports. You had, I think, 2 in July. Yeah, you had 2 in July, one at the end of August, and then another one at the beginning of September, like within days apart. Those 4 right there. Those were the 4 that I looked at recently. And he was he was arrested after all 4 of those, right? But before that time period, there's nothing there. Neither one of them, not to say that there weren't calls made to the, I'm still waiting to see if they're going to send me anything as far as 911 calls or complaints or body camera. But before that, you didn't have anything a whole year. In, let's see, June of 2018 was the one before that. So whatever happened between June of 2018 and July of 2019 that they weren't fighting, I don't know. I don't know what changed there. It I don't know. What do you guys think? Do you think it was just their relationship was coming to an end, and it didn't seem that way though. I didn't pick up on it that way. It's just, were they, maybe he stopped drinking for a while because he was going through that program. I don't know. It seems like he wasn't really going through the program until 2019. He wasn't going through the program, I don't think. Well, maybe he was.
But I would never do that.
But it happened, and you did.
But that's after being playful.
But no one's
and
laughing.
having a good day.
No one's laughing except you.
Everybody's having a good day. Oh, I'm sorry?
I would hate to see a bad day.
Y'all are making me out to be a person that I'm not. Or will I ever be.
Or are you a different person when you're drunk?
People have different personalities after they consume alcohol.
It depends. Well.
Because you're sober now, so sober you.
Nice
What about
person,
drunk
easy
you?
going.
It's both of us. It's both of us. And it's not fair that you all are assuming that the marks that he has on him are from me.
We asked you where they came from.
I have no idea.
Well, nobody else was there, so nobody else was there.
I have no idea. I swear I did not lay a hand on him.
Okay. You just zipped them in the bag.
Nor he.
You just zipped them in the bag. And then you put the bag around several times.
I didn't do that intentionally.
And
You
threw it
didn't
down the
intentionally
stairs.
put the bag around?
No. Why would I do that?
Well, you
Good
told us
question.
you
You
did.
did.
When he was upside down.
Right.
Well, you had to put him upside down.
You can't get in a suitcase upside down because the.
Oh my gosh.
When you put the stuff in where his body was.
That's the unfortunate thing too, is nobody else was there. That's the
We have a
unfortunate
video
thing.
showing the suitcase in several different positions. So it shows, one, like she just said, it had to have been on its back with the lid open for him to get in there, for you to zip it up.
Look at her. She can't accept the fact that she's this dumb or that she did this. She refuses to accept her. She refuses to accept her flaws and her bad actions.
Then it shows it on the other side with him in it, so you had to flip it to there. Then there's another video where it's on his back again, so you had to flip it.
I'm leaving it like this, please. I'm leaving it like this. I did not intentionally do this. No malicious content or effort was towards this. No malicious.
I would
I'm
say,
disappointed
does that
video.
help you sleep? But you're not sleeping, so.
I mean,
Last night, I maybe got an hour.
Right.
in your voice, you can hear the maliciousness. The fuck you is very, very.
You don't talk to people like that. That's not like a common like, hey Scott, fuck you. That's not common. It's not something people do. And no one that sees that is gonna think that. Okay. So we were trying to give you an opportunity and it is what it is.
There's no maliciousness towards that.
So I would probably be telling myself that too after
my intent was not for that to happen.
But you went upstairs and went to bed. Or maybe you passed out, I don't know.
Waiting for him. And the whole time frame thing, it's like, it's
Regardless.
that's not really fair.
Regardless, waiting for him, it's not like you walked up the stairs. You can't fly up the stairs. No one can take you up the stairs.
Okay.
You go up the stairs, you lay in the bed, and you wait for him. Who cares if it's 5 minutes? Who cares if it's 30 freaking seconds? He's begging for his life. He's begging to get out. You go upstairs.
You leave him.
It doesn't matter. So get the time frame out of your mind.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter because there's this. So it doesn't matter anything what it is I say. So it makes no difference whatsoever.
It's just you're lying and like you're now changing your story.
Lying about what?
You're now you were drunk.
Oh, I never said that I was drunk.
Oh my
Exactly,
God.
but you did here today.
What? No, I never said I was drunk. Okay, we're at the 109 mark, by the way.
That's okay.
You said earlier.
Everything recorded.
Alcohol.
You blamed it on the alcohol.
You blamed it on the alcohol. Alcohol does a lot to people.
Yes, but I never said I was drunk.
Oh my God.
So you did this sober. You knowingly left him down there sober.
I have already told both of you also that we were both drinking.
Right.
Okay.
But you want to admit that you were drunk?
I'm telling you all both. This has changed my life.
Oh my God.
I will take this. I don't know.
Yeah. That's a true statement.
Absolutely. But you're trying to dance around the fact that you left them in there. You did trying to dance around the fact you left them in there.
This is not.
You didn't leave them in there?
It's not cool. Like, this is not cool.
It's not cool. He's dead.
But you think that I did that intentionally.
Yep.
You think that I did that intentionally.
You intentionally left him in there and left the room. You went upstairs to a different room.
You intentionally did that.
You did.
Yes.
Because I'm thinking he's going to get out.
Okay, and he didn't.
Obviously not.
When somebody's begging, saying, I
but
can't
when you
breathe.
say that though, but you have to.
Please let me out. I can't
Y'all
breathe.
don't know George though. Like that. Again, I thought it was the boy crying wolf. So it's just like, what?
Oh, so if your son was in there and said, I can't breathe, are you going to open it, or is he 9? So he's not,
really?
It's not a big deal. I'm just valid question.
Really? Okay, so I think that pretty much wraps up the portion of the interview where we were listening to her tell her side of the story, because that's kind of what I wanted to focus on. In this specific video, we'll have more. We're going to go back to this interrogation. I mean, the ridiculousness of her actions and what she says in here is just crazy. And God forbid we can't not touch on that. So listen, guys, I want to thank you all for being here with me today. I hope you have a really great Labor Day. And don't forget, in the morning, we will be here 7:55 Central Standard Time, which is 8:55 Eastern Standard Time. We will be live streaming this next hearing. I was going to say evidence viewing, but I don't think we're going to go there now that we have an attorney on board. I think we got the whole thing's going to change. And obviously the hearing probably is going to go quicker now that we're not having to babysit Sarah looking through all of her forms. So you guys have a great Labor Day, and I'll see you early tomorrow morning. Grab your coffee and join me.